Welcome everyone to Motor City Aquatics. How are you doing on this? Well, here it's rainy and cold, so rainy and cold Sunday. But it is good to come on here and say hello to anyone who is hanging out on a Sunday. Probably just a few water changes going on for everyone today, so let me see if I can adjust this. There we go. So what's happening? What's happening? I don't like that. All right, Mayor Page. Color Guppies, what up? What up? How's it going? Yeah, we just wanted to guess come on and say hello to everyone on a Sunday. Wanted to get a little YouTube time in. We were checking out some stuff. We've been in and out all day. It's kind of a good day. Uh, I took my some of my plecos to the store today. I didn't want to get rid of my L333s. I was gonna save them and sell them. Told what? Oh, I told T and Aqua that I would sell them to them, but they ended up being all females because I never really paid attention. So I think the male died in the pleco cave. I don't know where my phone's at. In the pleco cave. So yeah, Liquid Zoo, what's happening? So I took them up to my buddy's store. While I was there, I got some discus buffer, so I can start, getting the pH because my water out of my RO is that's what's happening. The water out of my RO, the pH is like none. There's nothing there. It even surprises my buddy who owns the store that there's nothing in it. But so I need to buffer it. So I went and bought this because what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start running pure RO over here on my discus on my breeding pair because I didn't even think about it. Tropic, what's happening? The discus babies were I thought that they're doing. No, I'm not even 100% positive yet, but I don't know. I got about 5 babies left. They're doing good. I think I'm on day 6 now. But what I didn't pay attention to was the TDS and the pH and all that in my water. I was just so excited that I had another set of breeding discus that I kind of just went with it. And they're really good parents. But so I checked TDS yesterday. It was really high. Way higher than it should be for discus. But what I was doing is I was taking water out of my my 125 and putting it over here because this was a new tank. So I was doing that and it wasn't setting it right. So it was it would promote the baby. It helped the babies live. So the parents can handle it, but the babies can't handle it too well. So I dropped the TDS down really 100 ppm last night, and they're still all alive. So if I get just the 5 out of this, that's fine. I'll take the 5 discus. I'm not going to complain. But so I bought the discus buffer. I bought the buffer, and I'm going to start doing this tank in RO, so the babies live better. So, anyways, I took the L333s to my buddy's store, because they were in this 10-gallon down here when I took them out of the 125, and they haven't come out. So I'm sure they ate. I mean, their bellies were fat, but my wife says just like get rid of them, and it opens up room to put other stuff. So it is what it is. I can't make any money off of females except selling them, and I don't have time to sit on them and wait. So I had to take them up there, give them to him. He put them in a 180, and he'll sell them. So I didn't have time to sit around and collect the money for them or whatever. I didn't even have time to get anything while I was there because he was busy with customers. There's so many customers up there buying so much. I just grabbed stuff off the shelves and walked out. I didn't have time to hang out or anything like that because my wife and Luke I dropped them off at Target and then went to the pet store. So I had to go pick them up, and I didn't want to stay long because my car's got to go in the shop. I'm going to take it up there tomorrow night. I think the front drive shaft on it's all-wheel drive. I think the front drive shaft is coming loose or something, so I got to get that repaired something. Either, I don't know. My steering's not going, but I heard some clunking, and when I went up north the other day, it was like humming like a wheel bearing, but I think it's the drive shaft. We'll see. But I got to take that in tomorrow night, drop it off, just before they close. So we were kind of carpooling today. So we were all in a hurry. But, oh yeah. I get tired sometimes, upstairs. Holy crap. I can't stop my eyes from closing. So that was, what we did today. It was a good weekend. Everyone's doing good health wise. Luke was sick for a little bit. I kind of got pretty scared there for a minute. He's the hottest I ever saw him, and thought for sure he was sick. Yeah, no, he got better a little while after that night. Gave him a Motrin. I think that was Friday. And he's just gotten better every day, so I'm really glad about that. I got called for a job that's going to go I start December 6th, and it's going to go till May at a nuclear power plant. So it's a government job, where all the security there carries M16s and stuff. So I'll be there for, 5 months at least. So it's really cool. It's about an hour drive one way. It's almost to the Ohio border. So I have to drive south. And, sorry about that. And, but the money's killer. The drive, I don't mind. I mean, the only time I'm going to mind it is, in the morning, because it's a 7 to 3:30 shift, 8 hours, 5 days, 8 hours. Usually it's 7/12s, but it has the teardown hasn't started yet, so I'm being called on the first call. So the first 12 guys to be called in, I was one of them. So that gets me there, a month ahead of everyone else. So that's a month more money. So when you gonna glow in the dark Motor City shirts? Hopefully, the minute she's done drawing the pattern, because sorry, I'm so sorry. It's just I'm not even tired. It's just the oxygen to the brain. I have a limited amount. I gotta move this to the other side. It looks like I'm looking at the wrong side of the computer. Once Leah Jet's done drawing it, I'll be able to put it on the new shirts. But I guess that, I don't know, from what I gathered, the design with it still being Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics, she that's what she made it as, but shouldn't be too hard to switch it over to Motor City. I didn't give her a time limit, or a time that I need it done, so I'm not in a hurry, but Anytime's cool, so it should be soon. Green Jade's going to dark shorts exclusive. We're gonna glow in the dark. Green Jade's glow in the dark, yeah. Exclusive, maybe so, maybe so. Sorry about that, Liquid Zoo. Mary Page, what up? I like seeing Mary Page on her over there with Father Fish. I don't know. I'm surprised she doesn't fall asleep. Mainstay of Fern fans can't stay, but wanted to drop and say hi to all in chat. Well, thank you very much, Jess. Thank you. It's very appreciated. We appreciate you stopping by here and saying hello. Hope everything is going good for you over there with you and your fam. All is well and no one's sick. Yeah, I'm just saying the sniffles because this weather changes for the birds. But we've been doing good here. Like I said, Luke got it. He didn't give it to no one else. Thank Jesus. So, Brian, check out my shrimp underwear. Shit. Was this? I was got a new tank finished up behind me. It's almost shrimp time. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I seen that on the stream. You're pointing, saying it's almost done. A lot of I have the green jades, the green Rillies down there. They are going to be moved out of the 5-gallon because remember I had to take them out up here. For anyone who has not seen one of my most recent videos, we had a leak. We had the bottom seam, so it was the seam in the black plastic on the bottom, right? It was the far end tank. It leaked. If you watch the video, I pulled out all the tangerine tigers, everything out of the tank, put that tank together with brand new substrate. Well, it's actually used substrate that I've had in the garage that I dried out from all the other tanks that I took apart. And it's at least 2 to 3 inches now. Put all the shrimp back in there, put everything in there. I didn't clean the sponges, wash tank, nothing. I just pull everything out, put new substrate in there because the other substrate had a bunch of planaria. So I just took that tank outside and dumped it in the grass. And then if you guys watch the video, the first tank I grabbed from down there was a 10-gallon. Well, I must have bumped it on something or I hit it from the other side because it had a crack in it, about a 2-inch crack. Like something had that really weird. So I put that one to the side, and then the one that leaked, of course, went to the side. And then I put the one that's up there now. Well, I took the 2 and I put them in the trash. I stuck them out in the trash, and about 10 minutes later, somebody rolled up, pulled out at the end. There's a side street, 2 houses down from me. They pulled the truck around there, walked all the way down, grabbed the 2 fish tanks, went back. My wife's like, "Hey, somebody grabbed the fish tanks." I said, "Well, they both leak, so I don't know what they're going to do with them." Anyways, that tank is incredible. None of the shrimpies died. I videoed what I videoed. I didn't video anything after that. I didn't document anything. I could show the tank at any time, but I was having a conversation with Papa Shrimp, and like I was telling him, if you do it right, you won't lose any. I mean, even switching a tank, it doesn't matter because the water that's in there, I put probably like 60% back of the water that was in there in the first place. So I didn't put all new water in there where, the bacteria and all the biological, everything was built up in that water. I didn't just dump it out and put all new water in there, which probably would have shocked them. So I put like 60% of the water back in and, everything else. The only thing that didn't have bacteria built up in it was the substrate and the tank. So there's no algae on the glass except the old algae that was in there. All I did was rinse them out with my hand when I drained them. So I just stuck it back up there and put substrate that's been in my garage for like a month drying. I put it on a big, huge screen, and all those tanks I took down, I put all the substrate. I rinsed it all out first in here, in hot water, got all the stuff out, whatever's in there, killed it. The hot water killed it. And then took it outside and put it on that screen. It's been drying for over a month. So anything that is on it is dead. So I put a bunch of it in a bucket, brought it in here and filled it up and put all the stuff that had all the bacteria and everything in it. So yeah, they're living incredible. So it's worked out just fine. You just had a leak, Tropic. I hate them, man. I hate them. Mystery Snail Guardians, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, leaks. They're crappy. That's my third one now. It's really weird because I didn't even touch it. I don't know. I don't want to say don't go with free tanks, but these ones with the skinny tops and bottoms, the trim is much thinner than the Aqueons. Glass is the same thickness. It's just I don't know. I don't even know who made them, what company. But yeah, they're the ones that keep leaking. I don't think I've ever had an Aqueon leak. Or what's the other one that starts with the M? The big brand, Marine Land. I got some of those with the black silicone. I think my 15s are Marine Lands. Yeah. So my 15 gallons are Marine Lands. Never had one of them leak. I don't think I've ever had an Aqueon leak. But these other ones, oh, they leak. So I don't know. I'm just going to get out of them. Because it's just this upper row. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 of them left out of 10. So I think I got 4 tanks out in the garage. 4, 5. 5. Oh, that one down there with some Washington's thin rimmed one too. Who knows? We'll see. With me moving stuff around and doing, doing all sorts of new stuff. Oh, I did big water changes on the shell dwellers. I got to feed them today. I didn't even feed them today. And I moved the discus tank up here. So the 20 tall is now up here instead of down there in the back corner. Because I wanted to be able to, I want to keep them. Oh, and see, they're starting to do their stuff again. So there's babies still. There's only like 5 babies left because the water was bad. That's what I'm going to put it on. But they're already starting to do their shimmy now. And there's babies in there. It's like, what are you doing? It ain't time yet. But they don't stop. They just continuously lay eggs, which is good. It's just me as the dad. I gotta get the water right, and so that's why I bought the discus buffer. So, but they're blue diamonds, and when they're in this tank and they're wrapped with the white paper, they lighten up so light. They're just super pretty. So. Father Fish, what's the dish? 3G, what's happening? Pumpkin King, I'm at work. Can't hang long. Father Fish, sorry I stepped on your stream. Best wishes. You didn't step on nothing, brother. I knew you were ending, so I hopped on. I thought you were ending at 7 o'clock. You didn't step on anything. And it wouldn't matter anyways. You're Father Fish. What do I care? You would, I mean, you did nothing, sir. You are, I don't know anything you could do wrong. So thank you for coming in. This is an honor to have Mr. Father Fish on the channel. I really enjoy having you here, sir. Show me some blue dreams. Yeah, my cord, they're way back here. And I'd have to break the cord out and everything for that. Copy. Yeah, Father Fish couldn't step on my stream. Shoot. I'm glad you stopped in. Yeah, it's yeah. It's a total honor having you here, sir. I try to catch every single one of your shows, but sometimes you're just too dang early for me, so I gotta watch the replay. Yeah, much respect to you, sir, from this neck of the woods here in Detroit, Michigan. I don't know where Papa Shrimp is. I would have to text him. Father Fish can come up if he wants. I posted the stream there. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can get my phone. All right. I found the phone. I didn't even have to hit on my watch, the new digital thingy. Yeah, I bought everybody in the house a Samsung digital watch. So StreamYard is up. People join Brian. There's a Shoot the Shrimp Sunday. Hey, Dobo, what's happening? So StreamYard is up. People join Brian. Shoot the Shrimp Sunday. Hey, Dobo, what's happening? So StreamYard is up. People join Brian. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
That was me.
How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am well. Here. I am well. Thank you for coming up.
Nice to see your fish room.
Yeah, it's a little something here. Well,
how many tanks have you got in there?
I have. There we go. That'll show.
That's better.
10, 20, 30, 38. 51 in this room, and then I got a 125 and a 40 breeder.
You're going right out there, aren't you? That's pretty substantial.
Yeah, the 40 breeders got two gulper cats, and then the 125 has I think 8 discus, 2 big huge severums, the super red severums, and then some Cory cats and stuff, and that's where we get actually our discus. When they pair up, we put them in the breeding tanks.
Nice.
I had to go pick up discus buffer tonight. So
yeah, I have never bred discus, never have. So you're ahead of me.
Yeah, I used to do it. I used to do it years ago. I shouldn't say years, like it sounds 10 years ago, but just 3 years ago I was in it. And, at the time, some guys I was hanging out with, discus were so hot. I mean, I've been in guys' houses to where their bedrooms had these incredible water systems set up, and they were in, I don't know where they're, Malaysia. They were getting their discus from a lot of places. And they had discus I've never seen before in my life. Well, then, they're wanting to build like whole breeding systems in their basements and stuff. So I was in it pretty heavy, doing really good. And then it was just like kind of like all the customers kind of just like disappeared. It's kind of like the bottom out of discus, and 1 minute they were super hot, next minute they're not. And
I've known probably 3 guys who built big discus operations, put a lot of money into it, built it out, wound up with 50,000 discus that they could not do anything with.
Yeah.
They couldn't move them.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, you have 2 big, huge players in the U.S.
Right.
So to take their customers to try to sell your stuff, it's very hard. Now, if you have a store that moves discus very well and they don't sit in their tanks and they'll buy your discus, well then,
Absolutely right.
yeah,
That's really the key for anybody who wants to breed. Get a local shop that will work with you.
yeah,
I know when I had my shop recently, I had half a dozen local hobbyists who were serious breeders, and I committed to them to take everything that they had. And it worked for them and it worked for me. Like
yeah,
angels.
yeah,
There was one guy who did angels. I only carried his angels. But so he was able to develop a wider range of angels, more different kinds. So it
yeah,
worked well for both of us.
yeah. It's I have three places right now that the price point that I would like for them, they said they'll give me.
Wow, that's
I'm
great.
buying their what is it like? I'd say they're. I mean, if you go nose tip of the nose to the tip of the tail, they're 4.5 inch. The
That's
ones
good
that
size.
yeah,
That's
the
a
ones that
really
have
good
been out,
size. That's
yeah.
like half grown.
Yeah, but the prices right now in discus are real high. At least over here by me, they're real high. I was just at a friend's store, another friend's store. I went. He just moved due to the monthly rent. A lot of people in Michigan with this marijuana thing going. They're like raising rents, so the people move out and they're like renting the buildings out to people that grow marijuana, I guess.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. They're like doubling and sometimes tripling
Wow.
rent on these people doing this. Well, anyways, he moved to a good spot. I went over there to see him, and because he has discus, and his discus are about in between. They're about a 50-cent piece, and they're $65 a piece,
Oh my God.
or three for 150. Yeah, 65 a piece, or
Wow.
three for 150. And
Wow.
they're itty bitty. And I told him, I said, you know how much you have to feed those discus so they don't get stunted? He's like, oh yeah, a couple times a day. I was like, no. I said, you have to feed those discus a lot more so they grow properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, they looked really pretty, but I can't remember where he says he's getting them, but it's on the West Coast.
Huh. So
The
they're Asian imports then.
Yes. Well, no, they're not well, let me say I don't know exactly, but they are Asian imports because he said whoever's breeding them, the district or
The importer.
the distributor guy is buying them and then he's selling them to all these stores.
Huh.
Because I asked him, I said, what are you paying for that size? What about your number? He said between $18 to $22 for that size.
That's about seagrass price for that size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then the other store, my buddy's store, which I have in my tank too, because I don't have a problem with mixing my discus. They're from Discus Hans.
I
And
know Heinz. You ever
yeah,
been to his place?
I've never been to it, but I've been dealing with, I've talked to Hans, I don't know how many times on the phone. That guy you call there and answer the phone. You email him, say, hey, I got a problem.
I visited him about a year ago.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yes,
But,
he is.
a lot of places say, oh, well, we don't carry his discus. We have a lot of problems with him. And I'm like, I've had his discus for years. I don't know, from little itty bitty ones to big ones. I've never had one die. And I keep them in tap water, so I don't know what kind of issues you could have. But then there's another thing. Like there's a store by me and they have like, it's maybe it's a 60-gallon. It's a 3-foot long tank, and I think it's 18 inches deep, and it's probably 20 some inches high. So maybe it's, I don't know, 50 50, 60 gallon, but you're only supposed to have one per 10 gallons. Well, they'll have like 15 of them in there, 18 of them in there, and they're not doing water changes every day. So if any discus die, it's probably why, I went in there the other day, they're all black all the way up against the bed.
No. I bet you their temperature is too low.
Yeah, something. I don't know, but it was all crazy when I was in there.
Well, yeah, that's the kind of place you do not want to deal with because it'll give you a bad reputation.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I like to stop in places every once in a while and do it. But other than that, we like to, my wife likes it when the baby, like I have babies in there with the discus parents right now, but my water was off and I didn't realize it. So there's like 5 left. So I'll deal with those. But like I got Shelly's, I got 2 tanks of the same ones. They're the Kygomas. And then the Maltese are down at the end. So and then until my long fin, super red bristle nose grow up, I have the albinos. It's like, I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I breed placos like there's no tomorrow. They don't stop. So
it's a great selling. It's a great market fish too.
Yeah.
Everybody wants them. There's so much there. They are the alternative to the common pleco.
Yeah.
And they're about to the price now where it's reasonable to do that. To just no longer. I never brought a common pleco into my store unless it was something big somebody had grown out, and then I sold it for ponds.
Right.
But I always did rubber lip or bushy nose, or any of the less expensive F series.
Yeah. It's I don't know. Every time I turn around, I got hundreds of them. So, but I emptied this tank out and took the whole batch up there at 90, 92 in here. And, I got $2 a piece in there. I don't know, 1.5 inches.
That's a really good price.
Well, my buddy at the store, he believes he's been there for 25 years and just over. He believes that everyone's got to make a profit, and
right about that.
And it's if he gets $6, $5 to $6, he doesn't mind paying up for homebred stuff. And plus, he knows me. I've known him for years. He's nothing that I ever gave him died, so he never has to question it. So
yeah. That's
sometimes I go over there and I'll let him choose the price, just to show some respect. But most of the time he just asks me, hey, what do you want? And I'm like, look, I don't want to charge you too much. He's like, look, you got to make money. I'm like, oh, okay. Because, every other place around here only wants to give you a third. So it's really hard if you're trying to take something to a pet store. If you don't have something that demands a lot of money when it's small, and then so the store can triple it, I mean, you're not going to make a lot. Like guppies, you're not going to make a lot because the store's not going to buy 150 guppies off you. They're going to want 10 or 20, and if they give you $1 or 50 cents a piece, you're not making much of anything,
Right. Yeah, it's hard to get more than that. That's right.
Yeah. But getting the store to do it, and that's where when it came to shrimp, I about bought every shrimp you could because I was like, well, if the store wants it, I'll have anything that anyone wants. Well, then when it came to dealing with stores, most places only wanted to pay $1 a shrimp. And I was like, we do, I pay more than $1 a shrimp. So you want me to sell them to you for $1 a shrimp? I said, no, it can't happen. And they'd be, it just became so hard to deal with the store. It just, for me, since I don't import it, I get them from an importer. If I wanted to go that route, I would have to contact him, be like, send me hundreds and then I have to put my amount on it, and I mean, you know how the business is,
Yeah,
so
yeah. As a hobbyist, you don't want to get into being a wholesaler.
right.
Buying and selling. If you can breed stuff and get numbers that way, then you're working on a positive in a positive direction. But if you got to buy something and then turn around and sell it, there's no percentage in that for you.
Yeah. Now I can do it, but it just can't be to a store. I do
That's
make
right.
profit. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're selling online,
Yeah.
if you're selling Get Gills, Aquabid, then you can do it.
Yeah. Because I mean, I can sell it for the going price,
eBay, right?
and
That's
and
right.
and make a good. I still make a decent amount. But
Yeah, you do it. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, when so to a local fish store, it's really hard unless let's say you have something like discus, or like a long fin super red bristle nose that well, over here they're $30 for little ones and 300 for adults, so
Yeah, yeah,
but so if you have something like that, you might not sell 20 to a store, but if you can sell 5 to one store, you can get $100 from every store that you can go to,
exactly.
you'll be all right. But, you know, uh,
Well, it's really all about building a relationship.
yeah,
It really is.
right,
You can't walk into a shop cold with something and expect the owner to treat you seriously if
right,
he doesn't know who you are.
right.
Uh,
Especially coming into your store asking you to pay more than a third, for
Yeah, right,
the
right.
going price.
Yeah. So, you got to spend time visiting people, getting to know them. I do not believe in giving away product. I think that's a dead end. I
Yeah,
think if you go in and you say, I'm going to give you 10 or 20 of this, see what you can do with them, in the hopes that they're going to sell them and then buy them from you, that never works. You need to be able to get something for them right away. And if that takes coming back a couple of times, maybe you go in the first time with nothing and just strike up a conversation. Get to know them. Tell them you got something. See if they're interested in looking at it. If you go that route, you got a better chance of building a business relationship.
oh yeah, well that's how I did it. Hold on, Michelle. If you want to sell Andy some convict fry, you better call him because when I was just there tonight, there's a guy there saying that he was gonna come up tomorrow with some convicts or something. So you better let him know. But yeah, it's that's kind of like how I started years ago with them. Was I just went in there and started talking to them, and we kind of like are interested in the same stuff. And when it came down to it, uh, he realizes, that it's just not, I didn't like buy them from somewhere, and I don't like
Yeah,
them,
exactly.
or I
Right.
changed my mind, or
Yep.
stuff like that. So, um, the other store down the street from me now, when they do buy shrimp off of me, he pays me cash. Everyone who works there says that he's never ever he doesn't even give the employees cash for stuff that they bring up there. So they say, well, this is crazy because he doesn't pay nobody cash. I said, well, you got to understand, I have a business that I run out of my house. I don't bring this stuff up here because I need store credit. I don't need store credit.
Yeah, right. Right.
You know,
That's
I
right.
mean, if I need store credit, I'll be like, look, give me this much and give me the rest in store credit. I mean, I don't need store. I need to, make money.
Exactly.
So that kind of ruffled the feathers of a lot of people. But the Neocaridina shrimp, I don't keep as many as I used to, due to the fact that it's it's hard to keep up with people that buy shrimp, take them home, put them in their tanks, and then they bring 100 of them up to the store and either give them to the store owner or they sell them to the store owner for store credit.
Yeah, right.
So even though my buddy has 15 tanks to hold my shrimp in his store, he sells them all the time. But for me, it's like people call me more for Caridina than they do for Neocaridina. So I'm just like, well,
yeah, that's right.
I don't want to house stuff that doesn't sell. So I'll move them out and I'll just fill those tanks with fish. So I'm looking
How
for.
are you doing? How are you doing with the Caridina?
How many? Really good. I don't have an issue. Never had an issue since the day I started. And I just winged it. I was like, well, I keep discus. How hard could shrimp be? But I mean, they're cake. They're all in RO water. A lot of people say, oh, well, you could put, which is true. You could put crystal reds, crystal blacks, some tigers, all that in tap. If you have, really low tap water, but they say, well, why don't you do that? I'm like, well, because that's not where they come from. They don't come out of tap water.
Exactly, right.
So, look, if you want to put them in tap water, that's up to you. But I'm not going to put them in something that they don't come out of. You switch them. Plus, if I have multiple tanks, if I have them in RO water, and then I put them down here in tap water. Now I got 2 tanks instead of just 1 tank, and it's taking up more room. So, and then I started to consolidate because I'm going back to work. I had a bad injury at work a couple years ago. I got hit in the head, broke my neck in 3 spots. But
oh my God,
yeah, I'm good now. A little bit of that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I do acupuncture now. Just before I started acupuncture, I couldn't even move my neck. But so I'm going back to work, and my wife can't handle all this herself because once I go back, then she'll quit her job, for the kids and stuff. And my mother lives with us now, so she takes care of her. So I want to get it manageable enough to where she can do it, and
right.
It's more or less break it down to what we're super happy with and what we like to do. Like one of my wife's favorite, mine is the Sulawesi Shrimp. Those do really, really good. They're super, super easy to keep. They're another hard water,
right.
Shrimp. So if you keep fish that are hard water, it's, really easy to keep those, real simple. And mine, more or less, you can keep them in tap water. They want like a 180 TDS, stuff like that. It's not really hard to get the water. It's pretty simple, but I really don't carry anything that's hard to keep alive or to make water for. It's either tap water or it's RO, and I'm not a wizard to where I'm like mixing a whole bunch of stuff in a big cauldron with a big flame underneath it to where people can't figure it out. It's just
exactly. Yeah.
If I put something in it, I do. If not, then I don't. But yeah, Caridina are super healthy, super strong, and if I have any deaths, it's usually the really old ones. That they're at the end of their stint. But yeah,
spawning for you.
Oh yeah. It's the babies are. I think I do better like in the cooler times than I do the summertime. I don't run heaters, none whatsoever.
Really?
I'm in the basement of my home.
So what's it, mid-70s?
Yeah. Well, in the wintertime, the lower it goes from like 68, 69 to like 70, 71 throughout the winter. So, but all I have is dual sponge filters and air. I don't run
Now
heaters and
you're not
any.
keeping discus at that.
No, 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 no. They have a heater. Yeah,
Right.
they have a heater. That's the only thing in the no. The Sulawesi's have a heater and the discus have a heater. Other
Right.
than that,
You were talking about the shrimp primarily.
yeah, no shrimp
Yeah.
have a heater except the
Right.
Sulawesi
Right. Yeah. Huh.
because
Nice.
they got to be in the same temp as discus. Around 82, they're comfy.
Now, are you shipping?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I ship.
Okay.
UPS. I used to do the USPS, but then when COVID started, USPS fell off. And
We got it back together now.
well, I'm happy. I'm a UPS guy now. They earn my trust.
I did a UPS last week, a 2-day, mailed it last Friday. It still has not been delivered. It's been 10 days.
Oh wow,
So we don't expect those fish are not going to survive. I've got to make that good.
Yeah, I had shrimp. It was bad about a year, probably about 6 or 7 months before COVID hit. Maybe this summer before. I had shipments. USPS was losing my stuff left and right. It was sitting like if it went to California, it would sit there. It would say that it's in California, but it'd sit there for a week. No one could find it.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
I lost a lot of product. Well, since COVID started, I just said, you know what? USPS, they're so overwhelmed. Well, I got to do something and not charge the customer too much. So that's when I went UPS, and ever since then, I've never had a lost package, nor
Now,
has.
you're not shipping overnight, are you?
No, no. Unless they want it. When it comes to Sulawesi should never be shipped unless it's hot out. Should never be shipped unless it's overnight. I almost don't even want to ship them. I mean, I do have 72-hour hot packs that get up to 115 degrees, but
Yeah,
it's not like you can calibrate a heat pack. You
that's
can't.
right. That's exactly right.
Right. So it goes up and then it comes down.
Yeah, it could cook them too. Yeah.
Right. And then if you put it far enough away because it'll get super hot. What if it doesn't get super hot and they get too cold?
Exactly.
So
Right.
it's too hard. But with shrimp, it's not bad. Other than Sulawesi, you can pretty much go pretty darn cold. If it's not below freezing, like in the day and the night,
Yeah.
you used to be all right sending them because the cold just slows them down.
Right.
But they're not to where if they get cold they'll die type deal. Now if they
Yeah,
freeze,
I won't ship in February, but most any other time, I really don't have a problem. But I'm using heat packs now if it goes out of state.
yeah, it's I don't think I mean I've had one issue where I sent it out twice and it died both times and it was lost in that state both times. It said it was there and they couldn't find it. But other than that, I haven't had a problem. A shrimp here and there, but I have 100% guarantee and I don't make you pay shipping again. So
really?
If something dies,
shipping, yeah.
Yeah, because look, if I buy something off of you and it gets here and it's dead, why? My opinion is, why the hell should I have to pay shipping again? I'm not the one who sent it, so why should I have to pay shipping? So if I feel that way, I'm sure my customers feel that way. So that's how I made it like that. So that just makes me have to really cover my butt for when I send stuff out because if something dies, I have to pay for it. All the way around. So that keeps us up on our game. But I mean, I know a lot of people don't do that, but it just seemed. I don't know. With me being small and new, it was kind of what I could do to bring in customers, and earn people's trust. That was the big thing. Because look, I'm asking you to send me, what from $20 to $200 and just send it to my PayPal, and you don't even know who I am.
Right.
So,
I know, that's right. I wanted to respond to Michelle Kinsey.
Yeah. She lives by me.
Yeah, I looked at the shipping ticket, and it said guaranteed shipment in 10 days. Now, that's not what I bought. That's not what I was told when I paid for it. I was told 3 days. But what they sold me was, I guess, ground 10 days. So I really don't have, according to what I signed, I really don't have any claim on that.
And
that's my stupidity. I had not shipped with UPS for years. I didn't pay attention to it. I just kind of let it go, and then discovered after the fact that I was not sold what I thought I was buying.
I mean, they didn't ask you if you wanted it 2-day or anything like that?
Oh, they did, yeah.
Or what do they call it?
Priority? I don't know. Well, I normally ship USPS priority, and it gets there in 2 to 3 days consistently. I rarely have a problem with that. But I was out of the area trying to take advantage of a local UPS store. Walked in, shipped it out. It cost me more than I would have paid for priority. It was about 20% more.
Father Fish. Hey, hold on a second. Michelle wants, this is true. Her husband works for UPS at the airport, and she wants the tracking number because her husband can find it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. He really does.
Yeah, they finally found it. It was lost. My problem is I don't think I've got a claim.
But it still says he'd like to see what he could do to help you out. Because
happy to do that.
Yeah, because her husband even told me if I ever have a package and I miss the date or the time, to send it out, just give him a call and he could probably take it to work and get it on a plane to wherever I need it to go.
Really?
Yeah. So the guy's, it's not BS. He really works for him, and he's been in there. He's been there, I think, over 25 years. So he's not been there
what
2
you
years.
Said.
Yeah.
Fatherfish at fatherfish.net. Fatherfish at fatherfish.net. And I'll be happy to send that tracking number. Maybe they can help me.
Yeah, her whole family is incredible.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Nice to have a chance to chat with you.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Yeah. I really, for a long time there, I didn't know you sold your store. I didn't know you were out of it. Because when I would watch your videos, it was always you opening the door saying,
I know.
Welcome to Father Fish. And then somebody said something, because I said, man, I think I might call some family I know in Florida and go visit. I said, I'd love to go to see Father Fish. And he said, oh, he sold his store. I said, what? No, he didn't. I said, every video I watch, he's at the door.
I know. Well, it's stock video.
Yeah, but it's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
I have a young man in Sri Lanka who puts those videos together for me.
That's cool.
Yeah, 20-year-old kid.
So were you like in Florida? I mean, is it really busy? Is the aquatics business really busy? Due to the fact that you guys have the oceans there and people can get, because I watch other guys down in Florida and they go down and do fishing down those canals and stuff and catch all type of fish. And they have fish tanks, but do people are they out doing that more than they are coming to pet stores or?
Well, it's a funny kind of thing. I think the serious hobbyists find ways to not deal with pet shops or fish stores.
Right.
They join a club. They develop they develop friendships with, or they develop membership with organizations. They get on YouTube. They do online buying. So that's happening everywhere. My sense, I, I, I never was able to build a strong walk-in retail business.
Okay.
Never was. I did it for nearly 20 years. And part of the problem was I was not trying to profiteer. I was not trying to sell a lot of dry goods. I kept my prices down. So I was not acting in a way that really took a profit out of my business.
Right. Yeah, no, I could totally understand that due to the fact that I went into a store the other day and like everything on a shelf was one product. I don't want to say the brand name because I know the people that own it. I met them before, but it's just literally this whole thing. And I'm like, do you not know that there's other products out there, But I can totally understand that you don't want them coming in just to get them to come in and buy a certain brand name food or something. You're trying to teach them about the hobby and show them fish and stuff. So I could see that. But that's just, I would think it would be not you, but it would be, where you live, I think would be the reason that it wouldn't be the biggest, I don't know, beneficial type of area to get into due to where you live, but then there's a guy that I watched down there and he sells like monster fish and stuff.
Right. Yeah. He's in Miami.
Yeah. Oh, you know who it is? Okay. And
that's a different kind of business too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's different. So I can see that, but yeah, that's because I watch these other guys and they just go down to those little canals and catch what are they starts with the M. It's a little cichlid. I can't think of the name of it, but they catch all the little bass, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I do a lot of that. That's mainly what I'm selling is the tiny Florida ornamentals, like the pygmy sunfish. That's a real popular one.
What's that one? What's that one in them canals? It's a cichlid, but it's not invasive. I think it starts with an M. Not a
Mayan. The Mayan.
Mayan. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is invasive.
Invasive, yeah.
Yeah, and there are a lot of them. There are a lot of invasive species. I just sent her that number. Thank you, Michelle, very much.
Nice. Yeah, so because that's cool. I didn't know that. That's what you were doing, going out collecting all that cool stuff.
Yeah, there are not a lot. There are half a dozen really nice native species that are small, an inch long or so.
Right.
That ship well, and that I'm able to get and move out pretty easily.
Right.
And I don't have much in the way of losses. Once in a while, but it's uncommon.
Well, you don't get the bass?
The peacock bass?
Yeah. Man, those things are, and all the people buy them left and right up here.
I know. The problem is I cannot collect them locally because it's a controlled game fish that has a size limit on it. So I'm not legally allowed to collect them under size, under 12 inches. Yeah. I can buy them.
Oh, because some of the videos I watched.
That's not one that, now the one you were talking about, the Mayan, that's an invasive.
Right.
The peacock bass is an invasive species, but it's controlled by Florida fisheries as a game fish.
Oh, wow.
The Mayans, the other kinds of things are not. but they're hardly worth messing with.
Yeah. What about? Don't you guys have snakeheads?
Yeah, they're too. Well, we have bowfin, which is a kind of snakehead, but it's the American equivalent. They're also an extremely aggressive fish that you cannot ship two babies in the same bag because they will kill each other. They'll
Wow.
both be dead. Yeah, strange fish. No, I do the little tiny guys. I sell them $5 or $10 each. I do extremely well doing that. And it's something that everybody on the West Coast wants.
Now, what is it that you collect?
Well, the LSM Everglade, which is a pygmy sunfish, the golden top minnow, a bluefin kelly, flagfish, green sailfin mollies. That's 5. Darters, the Florida darter, the Everglades darter. That's 6. There are 1 or 2 others. I can't think right now. And then plants. I live close to a really good quality farm. So I get real high quality plants and I sell those and they do extremely well.
Okay, now let me ask you this. What you sell them for, is it less than what? Okay, well, let me just rephrase this. My friend who owns the store is looking for someone to get him good plants. Is that something that you would be able to fulfill?
No, he would buy from the same person I'm buying from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of this stuff, they buy fish down in Florida. Okay.
Pardon?
I'm saying a lot of stuff that the stores up here buy is all from Florida, those fish farms down there. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
But the plants, I don't know where he gets his plants from, but he's always looking for a deal on those, Are pumpkin seed sunnies considered game fish?
In some states, yes. Not in Florida.
Yeah, because that's more up my way, I think. The pumpkin seed, I think.
Yeah. It's state to state.
Yeah.
It just depends on local state law.
So let me ask you this. Do you go fishing?
I do. I love it.
Yeah.
I love fishing.
No one's ever asked you that.
Yeah, mostly I saltwater fish. I don't have a boat. I don't have a boat right now, so it's all either from the beach or jetty.
What do you fish for? Anything or anything?
I fish for pompano, mackerel.
Now, when you go fishing, are there any fish that you like to eat?
All of them.
Yes.
It's very. The only thing I won't eat is a bowfin because it looks, feels, and tastes like mud.
Ew.
It's mushy, and I don't like mushy fish.
No, I've never.
Anything else?
I don't think I've ever eaten a fish out of the ocean. A saltwater fish. I grew up like trout and catfish. So
can't beat trout and catfish. I think trout's probably the best eating fish. No, pickerel. I like pickerel or pike better than trout.
Yeah, you got
perch. The big trout's all it is.
Yeah, perch are good. Yeah, perch.
Yeah.
Yeah, up here, you go fishing, you get in a school of those, you can get pretty lucky. But yeah, I didn't know if you went fishing. I've never heard anyone ask you that.
Nobody has. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I pay attention. Because look, all we ever see is tanks around. We don't see no fishing poles, no fishing gear.
I'm thinking about it because I have a friend who has a home on a canal, and I'm thinking about doing videos.
Why not?
From the they have a little gazebo right on the water. I'm thinking about doing videos from that gazebo
Yeah.
and fishing. So that would be fun.
It
I
would
was
be
thinking about
incredible.
that yesterday.
Yeah. Do you have a GoPro?
Well, yeah, I've got a couple, but I've never been able to figure out how to use them.
Oh,
And
because I was gonna say most fishermen I see the kids they
with a
just wear that
GoPro,
chest thing
yeah, yeah,
and just fish. I mean,
right.
and they have
I need to
thousands of
do it.
people.
I need to figure it out.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Father fish on the ocean.
Right.
I'm serious.
I know.
Or even take
That
it
would
with
be,
you when you go collecting. Have somebody video it with a
yeah.
phone.
I've
Dude,
done
that'd
a
be
little bit of that.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to do more. That's
Heck
great
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just video it and then come home and just upload it right onto YouTube. Don't do anything to it.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
If you
It
fall
is.
and get
I
soaking
did
wet,
one recently that showed me walking in about 1.5 foot deep mud in a foot of water. So I was 2.5 to 3 feet down in it, trying not to fall over. And I moved out, grabbed a stick, and worked my way back. Did the whole thing without falling over. I was amazed, but it made a great video. I,
yeah,
that's I'll have to make sure that's sitting at the top somewhere.
yeah, because then then
That was
everyone's
fun.
trying to bet whether you're gonna fall down or not.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But I mean, I mean, I haven't followed you for a bazillion years, but I've been following you for a long time, and um, everyone knows you for. Well, at least what I know you for is all these, certain ways of keeping fish. The dirted
Dirty
tank
tank,
with the
right.
with the sand caps and the certain types of fish but it's you have everyone knows it's why they come on your channel. You have all this information, but it's like where do you get it from? So if you did do a video showing yourself collecting and talking about I mean, I don't like to compare you because you're you, but I've seen like Corey from Aquarium Co-op go out collecting and he videos it, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty neat to see him scooping stuff up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
and to see him, hurry up with the net to try to catch something they never caught before, or working so hard, people are sweating their butts off to catch just one thing to show us on the camera. I mean, that's pretty cool. So to see someone like you that's earned this, plateau that you're on, or this peak that you're on, the stage, if you call it, it just takes it to that whole nother level of, okay, well, I've taught everyone how to keep them. And this is why. Here's where they come from. And look at all this dirt and sand.
yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. And
But
yeah,
you
I know
have,
when you do that, people really enjoy it.
well, all you got to do is do
I
one.
enjoy doing it. It's great fun to do it.
Yeah.
I just wind up with so much B-roll I've got to edit, and I never edit.
I don't either. Why edit anything? Just run
Yeah.
it and upload it. Run it, upload it.
Yeah, yeah.
All you're going to do is get more subscribers.
Well,
You're not going to lose none.
I'm gonna take your recommendation.
I'll watch it. I would love to watch it. Hey, here's the thing. Now there's a gentleman which I'm sure you know his name. They call him Chubbs Aquatics. He goes by Chubbs Aquatics.
No Chubbs, right?
Okay. Well, when I met Chubbs, he was not a YouTube guy. And I told him, I said, look, and you can ask him this. I said, look, you live in Louisiana. I would love to see alligators, the bayou, everything in the bayou. I see it on TV where, they're pulling trees out. I want to see fish. And he's like, well, I could do that. I said, well, make a YouTube channel.
Really?
And I mean, the guy got, he's not massive because he's going through some financial stuff moving right now, but everyone loves his channel. He's a great guy.
I do. Absolutely.
But now you have all this information. If you go outside of your norm and show us where you get all this information from, even if you just show a habitat and don't show a fish, dig down in there and show us what below the sand. I mean, now you're just showing everything you say is 100% true. because not everyone can do that. Not everyone can go in a stream and dig under sand. They just can't.
Well, or won't. I mean, anybody.
Yes, or won't. Yes. Right. Because they're waiting for you to do it. And here, not for nothing though, we're not getting no younger, and every bit we can get out, walk around, and exercise does nothing but better ourselves.
Yeah. That's it. That's
so
the hard part.
You're getting exercise, a suntan, and making some great videos.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm just saying I would watch it. I think it would be great. I'm not saying it just because I want you to see you do it. I mean, I'll watch it because that's the reason the Chubbs thing is you live in Florida. I've never been there. I don't know what your streams look like or anything. I watched one kid down there and he does his videos and they're kind of like, I mean, I like his stuff, but he's in an area where he can only video so much stuff. I've never seen anybody do the freshwater stuff. Look at here. This is how I catch them. This is what they look like. When I catch, that's like super, super interesting. How do you think Steve Irwin became who he became? I mean, think about it.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's how he died too. Died of his
well, just don't swim with stingrays.
Dive boots.
Yeah. Just stay away from snakes and anything that's deadly in Florida.
Well, hard do.
But I really think that you got what it takes to go the next level. Show us.
Well, I'm going to take that very seriously. Thank you for
that. Yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah. Got to run.
Take a poll. Take a poll on your channel and see what people think.
I could do that. To
see what people think. And if it's worth your time, give it a shot.
Right.
But all right.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's okay. I appreciate coming up. Thank you.
Well,
great conversation.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel. I'm just honored with having you on here.
Thank you.
And I'm just glad that today was the day that you actually hopped on to say hello. And it was very nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
All right, well, you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. All right.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Father Fish, how do you not just, I mean, this just has to be one of the best days of my YouTube career. I had Father Fish on my channel. And, you ask yourself, well, why is that anything important? It's like for someone to be so busy, the man ran his own business. He's got, the Father Fish name to keep up, his YouTube channel, all sorts of stuff. He's got to stay on top of it. For him to take this time out to come on to my channel, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm on his channel all the time, checking him out because, like I said, his information is endless. The stuff that he talks about, it's just, it's very important. If you want to get to the next level, it's very, very important. But I mean, he's a legend. But having him on here, I mean, it's 2 years in the making of us having, started out Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. Now we're Motor City Aquatics. But we've worked really hard to get where we are, and we're just glad that the work that we're putting in is enough to have someone like Father Fish step up on our channel and come in. It was an honor for me to have him on here. When I have someone on here, I try not to ask him stuff that I think he's asked all the time. And it's like, for a guy who knows so much about fish, where do you fish? Do you fish? And it sounds to me like he's an avid fisherman who loves to eat his catch and is very specific on what he eats and what he will not eat. That is what I got out of that conversation. So he is just like me. There's really not, well, there's probably not. I think the only fish I won't eat that I have not, well, two, but only because I was told that they taste like crap. Is one is a bass. I don't eat bass, and the other one is a pike. I just hear that they're not very good tasting. But walleye, I think I've eaten it in a restaurant like up north because they always have the walleye specials and catfish, this and that. So those are really big. But there's a few fish I don't touch, because I just hear other people say they're bad, or they taste gamey or fishy or something like that. But yeah, it was that was pretty cool. I'll probably be set for a whole week or more now. Is that was I feel very honored that he came on here. So I'm good. Winter caught pike isn't mushy like in the summer. I never heard it was mushy. I just heard that it was a little gamey, like a fishy taste, and same as bass. I'll eat, like I said, trout, catfish, um, perch, sunfish. I think I've eaten before. Any of those fish, type stuff like that around here in Michigan and up north. The Great Lakes. I don't eat like sucker fish, anything with that funky mouth. I don't. I don't mess with any of that stuff. But yeah, perch, sunfish. My next door neighbors, they like once a year they have a big cookout. Their family comes and they batter dip right in the yard. It's sunfish, bluegill. Yeah, sunfish, I think it is. They batter dip it and everything. They invite us over. That stuff is really, really, really good. There's a lot of fish like that here that are really yummy. But yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. But that's good. I wanted to pick his brain, and the thing was is him just coming up. I really didn't have anything prepared, but I think go over and let him know if you think that he should go out and do some videos out out in the open, showing him catching fish and stuff. Just because the way he does tanks and stuff, the dirted way, and people are really catching on to it. A lot of people are doing it. Mostly everyone agrees with it. So I think it'd be super cool to see, him out there showing maybe the layers of, what's theirs, rock and sand or the loam that's in there, what's breaking down, where the fish, collect and where he's collecting them and stuff like that. I think it'd be pretty important and it'd be pretty cool. Like I said, and like I told him, he's known very well for what he does. And, at least I would think it was really cool. So, I mean, I know I'm not much, but Dropbox. I don't know what the hell Dropbox is. So, all right. Well, Michelle, thank you for helping out Father Fish. That was really cool of you and your husband. That was really nice. Oh, something pinched in my back. That was really nice of you guys to yeah, Liquid Zoo. I'd go down there in a heartbeat. I mean, I don't know where he lives, but we have friends of our family. We just I went to a funeral the other day. This cool necklace I just got. You guys, like a military necklace, but this is solid silver. They keep your dog tags on, solid silver. So cool. Um, we have some family that have vacation homes. Well, one of them lives in Florida, around the corner from Disney World. The other one lives on the east side, East Coast or whatever you call it. But they live in Florida. It's just I don't know how much it would cost to do something like that. But yeah, that'd be cool. Hanging out with Father Fish would be sweet. Danny Westy, what up, pimpin'? Big D, were you home from work, dude, or what? How's it? You streaming tonight, dude? We gotta get some streamers up and going. You know, we lost for a little bit. Anyways, we lost Chubbs. I always look forward to Chubbs's videos. Got to set my alarm for my water. I started when Father Fish was still on here, and I forgot to set the alarm. Oh, set the alarm. Oh, I'm gonna have to get under my teeter. Get on my teeter up. But it's pretty discus, boy. Pretty discus. Got in trouble again this time for asking what I did wrong. Yeah, just got oh, you got in trouble at work? All right, I gotta hear this. All right. Oh, hold on. I should be able to put it up already. You want to tell us, Danny? Hey, we all like gossip. I mean, we all like good gossip. You can come tell us if you want. It's only 8:26. But it's good to see everyone in here tonight. If you have not hit the thumbs up, could you guys please go back and check it out? And for, a little while longer, I'm still running the free subscribe button. So if you hit subscribe, it is still free. So tell your friends and family, hop on over here before I got to start charging again. Right now it is for free. So you can get down and you can tune in there. And now this is forever. If you hit subscribe now, you can run free forever. That as long as you have a YouTube channel, you can if you change phones, get a new phone, you can jump back on. It'll still be free. All that. It's a one-time deal. But if you don't get it now, I mean, there's a chance, when it goes back to not being free, you're going to have to pay to subscribe to Motor City Aquatics. So just make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button. Don't worry, no PayPal needed, and you'll be all set. Danny Westy, what is going on? My long-haired rock and roll brother from another mother.
Oh, just trying to find myself a better job so I can get out of this toxic work environment.
I could probably relate to you in my younger years. I could probably relate to you if I was working right now. I mean, if I was at a job right now, I say the same thing every once in a while,
Like I've worked at a lot of different places. I've had some good bosses and I've had some bad bosses, but I haven't had a boss like the one that I have now since I left the military. And it's just terrible. Like, I can't even talk to her about anything. If I say anything that's my opinion or whatever, I'm wrong, or I'm pushing it on somebody else, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, when it's like none of that's my intention at all. So I'm pretty much just getting the idea that I'm just not allowed to say anything. I'm not allowed to do anything unless I'm specifically told to do it. And it's just like, what kind of supervisor position job is this? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. So it's like today, well, okay, let me kind of go back.
Go back.
On Friday, I got in trouble because they had to take a bunch of like sales tags down that I had missed. And I didn't even know that I was supposed to be looking for those sales tags. So it's just like, I'm sorry, like I didn't even know I was supposed to be looking for them. And it's like, that's not good enough because I should have known that I was supposed to be looking for them. So then, jump forward. I was off yesterday and then I worked today. And I go through the whole day. Everything seems to be going good. And I am doing my thing, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to make sure I leave the sales tags again. So I'm going through and I'm taking all the sales tags down. My assistant manager kind of comes around and she's like, hey, you think you can get the trash out before I leave? I said, I'm working on getting all these sales tags down right now. And so then she just kind of walks off. And then, like, 10 minutes later, she comes back and she's like, hey, I took the trash out. I was like, okay, cool. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, the store manager had gotten there because there's a big sale set tonight or whatever. And so all of a sudden it's just like, Danny, like, come here. Like, and so I go into the office and I'm like, what did I do now? And simply me saying, what did I do now? Like, all of a sudden it just turned into a big old thing about, blah, blah, blah. You did this and you did that. And what do you mean, like, coming in here? Like, what did I do now? Like, that's not at all how I said it. I simply asked, what did I do now? Because I didn't know what I did wrong. Like, if I knew what I did wrong, I wouldn't have asked what I did wrong. So it's just like there's absolutely no talking to her at all. And now it's like she'll just get everybody else in on it, and it's like she can make up all this stuff about what I say. She can twist my words around, and she can add words to what I said, even though it's not at all what I said. But because I said, Leah came around and she said, I took the trash out, don't worry about it. Because I said that she said, don't worry about it, and she didn't actually say, don't worry about it, I got in trouble again. And it's just like, I just don't know what to do. There's absolutely nothing I can do to help. If I try and show initiative and try and do something so that somebody else doesn't have to do it, then I get in trouble for doing that. If I don't show initiative, then I get in trouble for not doing anything. There's no winning. There's no winning. So I'm just trying really hard to hear back from some of these other places that have been putting applications in. I just put in another application like right before I tuned into this stream. So it's like I need to hear back from somebody just so that I can get another job started, just so I can tell her how I really feel and walk out that door.
Yeah, it sounds to me like that's what she's hoping you'll do.
Well, right. And now it's like she's like cutting my hours to like 25 hours a week or something like that. And the main reason that I'm, struggling, not doing good or whatever is because I'm not making enough money as it is.
Right.
And she has something in her head that $15 an hour is like riches or something like that. And it's just like, you're barely paying me anything, yet you claim that you're paying me all this money or whatever. You're not paying me crap, and you wonder why I don't do crap. Like, ugh.
Well, see, sometimes it's hard for someone in a high position to deal with someone who's mentally strong, and
right.
That's why, when you're there and you have ideas and stuff, it's not their ideas. So that might be why they get upset, because you're this guy that has all these great ideas and they're not their ideas. So, that can cause problems, because it's like, who do they give credit to? They got to keep giving it to Danny, or, and it's, so that's why, look, if you're not there, then there's no more ideas. There's no more reasons why whatever's not getting, they're going to throw whatever they can at you, sales.
Make it my fault or whatever. Yeah. But then once I'm not there, they're not going to have anybody to blame anymore.
Right. Well, the thing is they'll always need someone to blame. But if that person will actually be a piece of gum instead of a piece of rubber, because gum just soaks it in. They can yell at a piece of gum and, you just chew it up and, you just accept it. But somebody who actually has a response back and, like you are, you're not going to just sit there and let someone treat you like crap. You're actually looking for another job.
Well, yeah, there's that. And it's also like, I want to make sure that I understand exactly what it is that I did that pissed her off, so that I don't do it again. And even me just trying to understand what it is I pissed her off, that just pisses her off. So it's just like, well, I can't do anything without pissing you off. She even told me like the other day too that it's like if I'm in the fish section, the bird section, or the cat section, she automatically assumes that I'm shopping instead of working. It's just like I'm moving stuff and I'm putting it in place and I'm checking the dates on things. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I just happen to be in a section that I have an animal of that. So it's just like, so today I spent my entire day in the dog section and I never left it other than when my assistant manager told me to scrub the fish tanks. And it's just like, I'm a supervisor too. It's like, why am I sitting there scrubbing the fish tanks? Why am I sitting there being the guy to take the trash out all the time? Why am I always the guy to clean out the sump and do all the crap work? Like, that's not what a supervisor does. And she's like, you should just be a supervisor. It's like, I'm trying to be a supervisor. Every time I try to actually be a supervisor, you throw me to the wolves and make me do the shit work.
Right. Yeah, supervisor don't do that. That's why you're a supervisor. You've worked your way up, or you were hired to that position because you have the knowledge to have that position.
I've been there for a year, Michelle. And she likes to remind me of it every single time that I've been there for a year and I still have absolutely no idea what's going on. Like, I do know what's going on. What's going on is that you make me do all the shit work, and then when I have something to say about it, whatever.
How long has she been there?
She's been there since it opened. She basically built the business. They've been there for about 3 years. It's a franchise, so she started it from the ground up. And it's like, here I am coming in, like, bringing all these customers and stuff. Now all the customers that I used to deal with, they don't really come in anymore because, well, they've got everything they need taken care of. They're good hobbyists now, and they know what they're doing, and they don't have to come in and ask the dumb questions anymore. That's my goal. My goal is to help these people to actually be good, like, husbands to their animals. Like,
or wives. I mean,
you gotta be able to take care of these animals right. And
right.
And it's like, I'm sorry that I have the information that these people want to where they actually keep asking me questions to try and get my knowledge on it, and I actually share my knowledge with them. It's like, sorry that I deal with customers and it takes me 15 minutes versus 2 minutes, but I actually give them all the information that they need versus like, yeah, just throw your fish in there and they'll be fine. Like, no.
Yeah, Danny, how come those people you talked to last week about fish haven't come back to buy more? Because they didn't die.
Yeah, because their fish didn't die.
Yeah.
Because they actually have a heater that they need. Like, she gets mad at me when I come around and I tell people that, you just belittle people and you make people feel stupid when you come around and you tell them that what they just told them is going to kill their fish. It's like, well, if they wouldn't have told them something stupid that was going to kill their fish, I wouldn't have had to come around and correct them. Like, if you came around and you told me that the information that I just gave them about their dog was going to kill their dog, I wouldn't take offense to that. I'd be like, holy cow, I didn't realize I was going to kill their dog. Because I don't know everything about dogs. I mean, I don't know everything about fish or whatever either, but it's like, yeah, I'm killing the business, right? Exactly, Austin. I'm just killing the business. I've helped so many people. I've brought so many people into that store, and I haven't learned anything from this place at all. I haven't learned a single thing. I don't feel fulfilled.
You must just sit in areas that you like and shop all day.
Yeah, that's all I do. Just hang around and shop all day, even though I don't have any money to buy it.
I was going to say, that must be why you have no extra cash in your wallet right now, because you spend it all at the store. Oh, or maybe because you only get 15 hours a week.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, it's sorry sometimes to see people go through that stuff that like I said, people can be a threat. People with smarts in an area that someone doesn't have, some people can take that as a threat. I mean, you see it all the time. Especially when it comes to business, somebody might feel that they could lose their job to someone like you because of your knowledge. So you're a threat. So you do so much wrong instead of doing so much good. I mean, yeah, would I want you to talk to all these customers and make it to where they don't come back, maybe, instead of coming back 10 times a year, they come back once? No, but if they're happy because they're getting good information, well, I guess that's how we got to run this business. We just got to get a lot of people in here that don't know what they're doing, and people come back to spend their money because we give them the right info. That would be the best instead of, selling them a pipe dream.
All the time I see the reviews about, I didn't get his name, but that gentleman with the long hair was just fantastic. So knowledgeable. I'm definitely coming back to this store.
Yeah.
Like, I see it all the time. All the time. So I really don't care how she feels about me or whatever. But yeah. On the Damn It Danny merch.
Yeah. You said, I mean, for one, that was one of my biggest things that I had to overcome when I was younger, was worrying about what other people thought about me, or not worrying about, what people said or thought, because it wastes so much of your day. If you go in and give a hard day's work, you give 8 hours a day. That's what I'm asked for. That's what I do. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You're just finding something wrong with me that you don't like about me. And that's on you. That's not about me,
Yep.
but some people just can't get over it.
I mean, being a supervisor and being like at my previous job when I was a supervisor as well, like if I came up to somebody and I was like, hey, why didn't you get this done? And they told me, I'm sorry, like, hey, I was working on this and I got this done as well. I just didn't have enough time to get to that. I say, okay, cool. Thank you for accomplishing what you did accomplish. Next time, let's try and make sure that we get this done. Whereas, like, if I didn't get something done, it doesn't matter what I was doing or anything else. Like, I didn't get it done, so I need to manage my time better, or I need to do something else better. Something else, and then when I try and I do that, I end up missing out something else, and then I get in trouble for that too. I don't think Missouri is technically a right to work state, but I mean I just remember seeing all the bumper stickers about right to work isn't right for Missouri. I don't know if it's ever actually been voted in or not. I try and avoid a lot of that, political stuff as much as I can, but you really can't.
What's happening, Dave Farrell? What were you saying? I was gonna sorry about that. Yeah, it's I don't know. So where are you? What are you? Same type of work are you looking for, or are you maybe trying to? Because I mean, I know
like
you're not a fish guy.
Sort of thing. I'd really love to like work at like an actual fish store versus working at like a big pet store. So it's like, because I think one of the toughest things for me is how loud it gets there. Like hearing the dogs barking all the time, all the other noises and things, like it gets very hard for me, and I get like sensory overload, and then it just every conversation I have with people is more difficult with that too, to where it's like maybe sometimes I am coming across a certain way that I don't intend to at all, but it's like when there's just chaos going around, it's really hard for me to focus sometimes.
You have anxiety, Danny?
I do. I have anxiety and I have Asperger's. So like, everybody's doing loud noises. Like it's for real. Like
It is.
dogs barking
If I
and they
shut
hit.
everything off, I hear like white noise, really quiet white noise, just in my ears. So when stuff's loud, I can't handle it. I can't handle
Yeah,
it. I sleep
yeah.
with earplugs sometimes because it shuts everything out and my brain can relax.
I have a really hard time with pure silence, and then I also have a really hard time with just a whole lot of noise. I need like a happy medium.
Oh, do you
And
listen? Do you ever listen to like a stream or something? You know, like play it on an iPad or your phone or something at night. That little, like a trickle rain or
I sleep
something.
with a fan, and then I have a fish tank in my room as
Oh,
well, so that just makes additional noise. But yeah, I
oh
have to have some sort of sound going when I sleep,
yeah,
and then there's always some sort of sounds going on, but most of the time it's calming sounds or things like that. But it's some of these dogs hit a certain pitch or frequency that it just like
uh,
hurts my ears,
uh,
and there's nothing I can do to get it to stop. No matter how much I just want to go up to the owners and be like, "Can you just stop your dog, please?" Like that's just it's gonna be taken wrong and or whatever, because not everybody experiences things the same way that I do.
yeah. Hey, take some earplugs to work, bro.
Yeah,
Serious.
it
Just
would be
don't shove
great.
them
Like,
in the whole way. Just put them in a little bit to calm that down.
yeah, I mean, I have a hard enough time hearing what's going on as it is. And some of that is just how loud it is everywhere else. I'm trying to tune out the annoying sound to where I end up like tuning everything out.
Right. Oh yeah. Now, when you're at work, and do you wear your hair down like that?
Most of the time, yeah. Unlike truck days where I'm having to, you know, since I'm like the only guy that can lift up anything heavy, I guess. I'm the one that does like all the dog food freight and all that stuff too. So yeah, I'll put my hair back when I'm lifting up 150-pound bags of dog food.
Well, no, I was just asking because any little things that someone can find wrong with somebody, it's. I mean, and it might sound dumb, but some people might not be able to grow their hair like you, or and there's jealousy, dude. You're a smart dude. So you're a smart dude with long hair that has all these ideas at a job. I don't know. You're like a free
And it's
spirit.
like I'm 32 years old as well, where it's like the the oldest person that works there other than me and my boss specifically, who's like 3 years older than I am, is like 20. So it's just like, you can sit there and you can yell at all the teenagers as much as you want and treat them like garbage. And yeah, they'll still call you mom or whatever sort of thing you have in your head or whatever, because they don't know any better. They
Yeah.
haven't worked at all the other jobs like I have. They haven't actually had a good boss in their life.
Right. I wonder if you could. God. I was gonna say you used to put all your BDUs back on, put your hair up, go to work, all in your military stuff, and they're gonna be like, "What? What's this?" Be like, "Look, you're worse than it was in the military." So I just figure if I'm gonna get yelled at, I might as well, just live the life like I used to. And you scream and yell at me, I say yes, sir, no, sir, thank you,
Yeah.
sir, or ma'am. If you're gonna yell at me like you're,
I mean,
someone,
that's
yeah,
pretty much exactly what I'm just gonna do
right,
from now on. Like, I'm not gonna say anything. It's just gonna be yes, ma'am,
yeah,
no, ma'am. How do you feel about no, ma'am?
right,
Like, what do you mean, no, ma'am? Like, no, ma'am. I'm not gonna tell you how I feel.
right. But and it's that sometimes goes a long way, because it's like well, why would somebody want to literally stop having any type of conversation with you, and it's just you? I talk to everyone in the store. but so you want to keep it on this professional level. That's the way it'll be. Now, everyone, I mean, you could do it to everyone. Just be like, look, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Read your handbook with what says what they expect from a supervisor, and follow that.
One.
You know what I mean? Follow that. I remember when my dad was alive. My dad was a big-time union guy for Fords. And when I became a union guy, it felt super cool because my dad was a big union guy. My mother worked for a union through the hospitals. But my dad told me, he said, whatever you do, don't ever give them more than what they asked for. I said, what do you mean? He's like, whatever they say they expect out of you every day, that's all you give them. I said, why is that? He's like, because if you give them one more thing than you did the day before, then they're going to want one more above that the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. He's like, look, so if your job is to do a certain thing, just do that. Don't be over talkative with the staff and stuff, treat them as, hey, you're just an employee like I am. I'm supposed to be nice to customers and help them out. That's what I do, but you're just staff, and it's a yes, ma'am, no, sir type deal.
Yeah. And that's exactly how I started. I started just like that. Coming in, trying to do my job, trying to be, very professional and all that. And it's just like,
But see, what happens is you drop your guard because you actually think that you're gaining friends when, you're actually dealing with people that are just putting on a mask.
Oh, yeah. And it's like the only reason my boss saw the one music video that I made that I actually like, the Glassbox Hero, where I filmed into the store, like the only reason she saw that was because I pointed it out to a coworker that I thought we had kind of built a little bit of a friendship on. And I mean, maybe he didn't even do it intentionally. Maybe he was just like, hey, this was cool. Did you see this? And then he shows it to her, and she's like, oh, he filmed in my store without my permission, so let me make him delete it.
Yeah, I would have told her to bite me. You didn't film anybody's faces.
I
they
tried
don't
to
know
tell
what
her.
store it is. They don't know where it's at. They don't know nothing. It's like you going outside and filming ants in the dirt. Where's the ants at? What state do they come from? You don't know nothing.
Right.
It's a store. That's just ignorance. It's somebody trying to use their power, push their power around, and that's what I'm saying. Someone like you, it's a hindrance for you to stay at a job like that because you can't use your
I can't use anything of my abilities. Yeah. And I never ever struggled moving up in a company before, but in this one I just keep moving down. No matter how hard I try. I got hired as the assistant manager. 2 months later, I got demoted to supervisor. And now, like, I'm being not demoted, but she's just going to cut my hours like 25 hours a week or something like that. It's like, how am I supposed to survive? Like, how am I supposed to do anything? But it's all my fault that she had to cut my hours. It's all my fault that I just can't be an obedient little whatever she wants.
See, you're a guy that there's some fish stores around here, some family-owned fish stores that it's happened over the years since I was a kid, but it's like something that you need to luck up on was like people own the local fish stores, families and stuff, and like the gentleman that own it, like the guy who owns it or woman that owns it, they don't have any other family or their kids don't want nothing to do with it. And like you start working there, and then when they want to retire, they retire and they give the store to you. You run the store, and they still take what they take, but you're now the store guy. It's kind of like if you watch Gabe Posada who sells all the discus in Florida. Same thing kind of that was happening to him. You know, the owner, Jack Watley, wanted to retire. He gave him the store more or less. And, you know, then you got to do whatever. But there's a dude here, long hair longer than yours, bro. In this place, it's called Cichlid World.
Nice.
And he's a big, he's probably like 6'5", you know, you go in there and like, you know, they don't keep the tanks up like they used to and stuff, but he was given a store or something because the old man who owned it said, look, I can't do it no more. The store's yours, you know, just I need money. And then everything above that, you know, it's his. So,
yep. I mean, one of my cousins owns a hardware store, and he's starting to get to the age where he can't really do it anymore.
Hardware stores are asleep, bro. Hardware stores you can't really find them. I mean, you know, especially like old school hardware stores, those were the places to go into, you know, they were so cool.
Oh yeah, and it's an old school hardware store. Like, it's awesome, but I think I kind of struggle in the actual business area of things. I just want to make everything right for everybody. I basically just want to give everything to everybody. So I kind of struggle when it comes to the financial area of a business and, you know, making those sorts of like big decisions and things like that, to where like I'm really nervous about like owning my own store.
Well, you just get help.
Yeah.
Have somebody do that. Do the orders, run the financial part of it, but you're the face. You're the guy that's in there selling me my nuts and bolts and you know, my paint scrapers and, you know, this and that. I mean, to go into a store and look, just because you're a hobbyist, a fish hobbyist, doesn't mean that your hobby has to quit. If you got a chance to make, you know, to make a footprint in life, and be remembered for who you are, there's no reason not to do that and to keep your hobby. I mean, look, put fish tanks in the store. If it's your store, you're running it, put a big fat one right at the counter for everybody to see.
I mean, I totally could.
Right. Put a 125 behind the register and take care of it and scape it. And everybody's going to be like, oh my God. Be like, yeah, I also sell fish and all this and that and blah, blah, blah. And here's my YouTube page. Oh, and matter of fact, I made a video where I'm walking through a store that I used to work at too. Go check it out. Yeah. You know, but it's like, you know, you have the knack to, you know, you got the gift of gab, like they used to say when I was younger. You know, you have the ability to talk to somebody and make them listen. You know, and that's the hard part. A lot of times people talking, you just want them to shut up, you know, or whatever, you know, but it's, I don't know, if you had the chance to do something like that, I'd probably look into it and then just make it fun your way though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, play rock and roll music. Why not? I mean, I'd love to go into a hardware store and there's, you know, Pantera playing or something, dude. I go into my buddy's pet store and he's got Pantera playing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hanging out for a bit. This is cool.
Yeah, and man, that's the other thing too, is listening to the same like pop music over and over.
If you want to be my lover.
If I gotta hear I think it's Mary J. Blige or whatever, talking about trying to find real love. If I gotta hear that song another time, oh my God.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You might as well just turn that elevator music on and just run that all day, and then
I'd be fine with that.
Right.
I can listen to the girl from Ipanema over and over and over again, but listen to that real love. Right. I'm searching for a real love. Like, oh.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, it's that's the bad thing about where you're at. It's just you know, it's a commercial company. You know, it's just all, you know, it's like going into a big huge business, you know, a big building, a 15-story building, and walk in there playing music, and it's in the elevator. It's everywhere you go, on every floor. You can't escape it. You know, you can't escape it. And every day it's the same stuff, and everyone in there is a freaking robot. And, you know, they walk from their desk to the bathroom, to the desk to the bathroom. They eat at their desk, you know, and it's just like, no way, forget all that. I can't do it. It's no. So like I'm starting a job to go, because I'm back to work now, but I'm going where they're carrying M16s and I got to put my hand on this palm thing. And it's got to read all the lines on my hand to make sure it's me every day. It's government job and at a nuclear power plant. That's exciting. And it's like it's all new stuff every day, and I get to wear hospital scrubs all day. And it's just like and get paid crazy stuff, but it's I don't know. You get lucky sometimes like that, the rest of the years I might not fall into something that lasts so long, but this is supposed to be like a 5.5 month run. So
yeah,
well,
I'm trying to get my little pond and fish tank maintenance thing going.
Why don't you? Hey, is there people around you that clean tanks? Because there's people around here that kill it. I mean, kill it, cleaning tanks. There's a guy.
I don't think there's anybody around me that does it. Now I know there's people out in like South County and West County and stuff like that, but up here in North County, like I don't really think there's anybody around.
Right,
but then again, the market isn't exactly here either. Like people here don't really have the money to spend for somebody else to clean their fish tank. Whereas like I need to get myself over into like the rich neighborhoods and start like passing out my card and stuff around.
Yeah. Because there's my buddy's store. I mean, he's got a customer. He's a doctor, and he goes over there. Oh my God. I don't even know. It's like, but however many times, I think it's like maybe once every 2 weeks or something, but it's like $380 or $400 every time he goes over there. Clean like 4 tanks. They're saltwater tanks, I think. And he's one of those people that buys fish, doesn't know anything about them, and then puts too much of something in the water, kills them, calls him up, says, hey, I'm having a problem. He goes over there. He tells him, you shouldn't have done this. This is why you messed up. And he says, okay. They literally take the tank down. He puts it back up 2 days later. He calls him, I need more fish. I mean, the guy buys like thousands of dollars worth of stuff, but he goes over there constantly. And it's like between like $300 and $500 every time he goes, and he pays him cash every time he goes over there. I tell him, I'm like, look, you need help, call me. I don't know nothing about saltwater, but I can.
And that's the big thing too, is I understand saltwater, but I've never actually done it myself, to where I'm also kind of trying to get my own saltwater tank set up here and kind of start running one for a while before I really start pushing like tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, especially over there in the rich neighborhoods, like I might be able to convince them into getting a really nice, like heavily planted fish tank, but most people they want salt water,
Right.
Especially when the only reason they really want a fish tank in their house is to just increase their value and have a really nice decoration in there. They want a super fancy saltwater tank with Nemo and Dory swimming in there, you know?
Right. Yeah, there's like I said, there's a gentleman, I don't know him, but he's on Facebook all the time, Marketplace, and he's always selling tanks. Do you know with where you work, do you guys sell the what's the brand that sells the stuff for lizards and stuff?
Zoom
Yeah, Zoomed. They sell that low boy, that 50 low boy. Okay, let's say it's like 100, that you sell it at the store for. He sells it like 180. I'm like, dude, you're $80 more than down the street. But he sells used tanks, beautiful tanks, because he like goes to offices and cleans their tanks, people's homes, businesses, all sorts of stuff. And, even like car dealerships that have them, whoever has them. And then they'll be like, hey, we don't want it anymore. Could you just, take it down and get rid of it? And then next thing you know, he's selling this whole entire setup for a lot of money. The guy's got his business going on, and he ain't buying the stuff. And then like if somebody wants a tank set up for like a special occasion, like they could come in, set up a saltwater tank, let's say for a party or something, for a centerpiece, you know, to look cool. He'll do that, set it up, and then when it's over, come take it down. So it's kind of like doing an aquashella for a day, you know, type stuff like that. But I mean, if you could get, you know, something like that on a card to where, I mean, just think about it. You do a freshwater too, set up a whole planted tank for something, you know, that's banging, like behind a bar at a wedding or something, have a big planted tank with beautiful fish in it, and then next day take it down.
Hey, June. Only Oscars is my one and only Patreon.
Nice. Only Oscars. What's happening? I don't have Patreons. I ain't that cool. I like staying down here in the murky area, you know, where the detritus is. I don't want to come up there to clear water yet.
I mean, hey, Patreon's like the only thing I have because I don't even like do any social media or whatever. So it's like you got these channels that are like, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm on YouTube,
paper in your bathroom.
If you want to support me, go to my Patreon.
Yeah. Hey, I've been on here for 2 years now, right? And I say all the time, I'm not on here for your money. Look, people donate, you know, they go through the PayPal and, you know, they'll give me something once in a blue moon, and that's great. But I mean, when you're on there going, hey, yeah, here's my thing. This is where you give me money and blah, blah. I'm like, wow. Oh, yeah, that's
definitely, I don't try and do that. But I mean, man, it would be awesome to, you know, get enough supporters or whatever to where I can be like, hey, you know, thanks to you guys, all my supporters, I was able to quit my day job and go full time into YouTube.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome, you know?
You know, the thing is if that happens without you asking for it, then you earned it.
Well, exactly. Like when I was kind of trying to, you'll be like, and hey, if you want to support my channel, go check out my Patreon. I did that in like 3 or 4 videos.
But that's good.
And then I just kind of stopped doing it. I stopped doing it. And then all of a sudden, only like I was just live streaming, and then only Oscars is just like, hey, do you have a Patreon? I'm like, yeah, I do. And then, you know, here I'm expecting, you know, sign up for like my bottom tier, you know, give me like $1 a month, $2 a month, something like that. But no, she signed right up for my top tier. And it's just like, what?
Well, hey, you just have to look at it this way. If only Oscars is your first and only Patreon right now, then you need to give only Oscars her money's worth every week.
I'm trying.
Well, you know what I mean?
Really,
because guess what? The next one that comes on there, then you're going to have to do it for 2 people. I have people that I watch all the time that literally have like disappeared and they're like coming out like every 3 weeks and just uploading a 4-minute stream. And I'm like, wait a minute, how many Patreons do you have? And they're giving you all this money. You're not even on here no more, you know? And it's like, dude, you want to give me something for free? I know I got to bust my butt and come on here, you know? And it's like a lot of these channels are really kicking, you know, they're really doing good. But I noticed some of channels that I've watched that, let's say, not Fish Fam, they're just kind of disappearing or coming around when they want. And I'm like, it doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. You know, but if somebody gives you something, you know, you really got to buzz. Oh, here's one right here. Bob Moss, welcome. What's going on, my brother? What does he say? Hey, don't stream when I'm streaming. So rude. Now, I mean, that guy, I mean, he's got a ticker on the bottom that says, give me money. But he busts his butt, goes a million miles an hour on his videos. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but, you know, he does shrimp, but he's so much. It's like you check out his video and there's a ton in there. But the guy goes and spends tons of money on a computer system to speed everything up. He's using everything people give him. This computer that I'm on right now, that I've been on for like a year or something like that, 8 months, I bought with all shrimp money. The computer camera, all shrimp money. Everything that that I've upgraded, it's all shrimp money,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just got a new microphone, so I'm going to be, making better quality music, but like only Oscar specifically signed up on my Patreon for the music. So it's like, now I gotta like really keep putting out the music and all that, which I do enjoy. I have so much fun making the music, and so it's like I got a couple different
you could do a members only and play
While
love
doing
ballads.
Like, let's see, I got another one that I've already finished all the lyrics to. I just got to sit down and record everything. I've been trying to get my voice back and all that too. I've been kind of singing a little bit too much of other stuff and going out and doing karaoke too. So I want to make sure I get my voice right. And then
Hey,
I got one song ready to go. I got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I like his music too.
4, 5, 6. I already got I got one song that's like ready to go, and I got 6 others that I have at least the title and a general idea of what I want to do with the song. I just haven't actually sat down and wrote lyrics on them yet. So it's like, if my channel is just gonna switch over to being like a fish parody channel, I'm fine with that, because I fully enjoy it.
I think you should do, more than just fish, birds, do all that stuff, because I mean, you would be like what's his name? You know his name.
Weird Al, yeah.
No, Miracali or whatever his name is. I mean, Mertoli or whatever. He redoes everyone.
Oh, Leo Moricelli.
Yeah. I mean, you're not redoing songs. You're doing your own, but it'd be like
man, that dude is awesome. Have you seen his video to Staying Alive?
Yeah.
That one's
awesome. A brand new one the other day. I can't remember what can't remember what it was. There's a girl on it, but one of the ones that I think was his best, I love listening to, is the Adele one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really, really good. But he's got a couple, but that Adele one is really good. Yeah, he's got a few.
You are right. Like, I don't have to just stick with fish.
Mm-mm.
I mean, my channel, when I first launched my channel, I didn't even plan to originally just like stick with fish. Like, fish was gonna be part of it. I was gonna do a whole lot more, and it's like my ideas just kind of keep changing as time goes on. But it's just like, hey, it's my channel. I can do whatever I want.
And see, Bob Moss says funny animal songs would take off. Dude, if you did a love ballad about ponds, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And you would, I don't know, because I can't tell the future, but then, I mean, I really think your YouTube, you would be different. You're not everyone else, because look, you start doing these songs, now people are doing songs, right? Now, I'm not saying songs weren't done before, but it seems like songs are starting to take off now. Everyone's.
Yeah. Oops. I think we lost you there, Brian.
Starting to get in the same. There it is. See, I don't know what it is, but I think if you take it in all different directions with all animals, I think that would look pretty cool. And then I think, seriously, your Patreons will go, everything will go, everything will pick up. Because, I totally agree with New Local Austin. If you ask for it and it's given to you, it's yours. Totally understandable. But it's kind of like if you're playing the piano and somebody comes up and drops $5 in your tip jar. That's because your talent, and they're saying thank you for entertaining me.
Yeah.
That's why I don't ask for it. Look, if I'm doing anything for you tonight and you enjoy it and you decide to give me $1 or $20 or whatever, it makes me feel good because I must have gave you some kind of information or I made you laugh or something. And that's just you saying thank you. And that's the way I look at it. If you ask for it, fine and dandy. If somebody's going to give it to you, fine and dandy. I'm not trying to shit on anybody's parade here or say it's wrong. I'm just saying, you're saying you wish it would take off. I think it really will. And I don't think that. I think it's just going to come. And I think, if you start taking this to a whole nother level,
Yeah.
I like
no
watching.
matter what, I have to actually make the content for people to watch it. And like, I've been struggling really, getting into making my content. I haven't felt like I have enough time to just do anything at all anymore.
I mean, you got to think too, figure this, if you weren't stressed out and you were working 40 hours a week and bringing home a nice check and paying your bills, no problem, and having you a few drinks before you rock out all time, I mean, you would feel much better. If you had overtime and all that and not somebody giving you stress at work, you'd feel much better. So,
New Local Austin, I do have an idea for a sea shanty already. I know the Wellerman is actually a song that is available from like the karaoke website and stuff like that. So even though actually I don't really think there's any background music with that at all. So yeah, I could just record myself doing 4-part harmony and do like a sea shanty, and that would be fun.
I would hate to have to what do they call it? Battle with Stephen P.
Yeah.
That'd be like Eminem and Snoop Dogg having to go head to head. I mean, you guys are both so good, and it's like, man, you guys should have like collaborations, like Eminem and like Kid Rock do, or or how Aerosmith and what was the rap band that was with them back in the day? That sang My Adidas. Because
Korn?
Huh?
Jonathan Davis from Korn?
No, Aerosmith and the rap group, not BC. Well, anyways, just parody. Run DMC. There it is. So you had
Run DMC.
But it's just so if you and Stephen P, you do the rock and roll and he does the rap, and you guys put together a song like that, that'd be killer. But that's got to be something. I think these songs should be. I don't know. These songs should seriously be on something that's maybe members only.
Collaboration or fisticuffs, you guys have to sort it out sooner or later.
Yeah, you and
here's the thing. I think Steven might think that there's some sort of a competition going on between me and him, when it's like I'm not trying to compete with Steven at all. I'm writing songs because I enjoy it and because other people enjoy it. I'm not trying to beat out Steven and be like, I'm the song fishy man, not you. Like, I'm not trying to do that at all. And what Steven and I do is actually, it's very different. Because, I mean, Steven is more, going into the modern music, of using a lot of technology and stuff like that to, make beats and various things like that, where, like, I'm trying to do more raw recording and actually, I mean, I haven't been playing any of the instruments so far other than the actual, like, the didgeridoo in my latest one. But once I get better equipment and I can actually start recording my own guitar and stuff like that, like, yeah, I hope to do that sort of thing. 'Cause I mean, growing up, I always wanted to get into music, but it was like, classical music or being like in a rock band and writing like original songs. I never really thought that I'd end up just making a bunch of parody songs, but it's fun doing it, and I've done it for a long time too. I'll be sitting there driving down the road, and there'll be a song playing on the radio, and instead of singing the lyrics to whatever the song is, I'll just sing whatever I'm doing, especially if I get like road rage or whatever. I'm like, "What are you doing? Get out of my way!" Or,
Yeah. It's I don't know. I just think it's really cool the ability that someone has to take something like a hobby and make a song about it, and not just the hobby, but stuff within the hobby. At really all different times. It's really neat to see. I mean, it's not like when I watch one of your videos, I'm like, oh wow, look, this is watching, like watching Pantera or Metallica or anything like that. I just look at it and go, wow, this guy is actually taking stuff about the hobby and making a song about it. I can't do that. That's why I think that this is so cool, because he's doing something that I can't do. So I think it's cool.
Parodies actually are a challenge within themselves, like, because you're trying to write your own thing, but also have it like emulate the original song as well. Like, you can't just completely write all your own lyrics. You have to like try and use some of the original lyrics to kind of make the song still have that same sort of feel to it and things like that. So it's like I couldn't have wrote like all the words that I wrote to the song Algae for Walk by Pantera. I couldn't have used those same lyrics in a different song, because it wouldn't have had the same sort of like I'm angry about algae sort of feel to it. So like everything kind of has to work together for it to actually be successful.
Oh yeah. I just think it's pretty cool. So that's why, I just think if you went outside the box and started doing it for other stuff, you're doing what no one else is doing. Because look, all right, do we say I don't know who we say did the first song about anything, but the first one I ever saw was LRB.
It's either LRB or Jadrin Aquatics.
Jadrin came right after LRB. He said the fish nerd, but LRB did the Pleco.
Mr. Pleco.
Yeah. Then Jadrin came out, because I watched both of those. And
Club and Baby Seals.
Right, Club and Baby Seals. Yeah.
You know what? I mean, hey, yeah, maybe I will actually make that Club and Baby Seals song and get myself kicked off of YouTube.
Hey, look, there's a lot of other stuff that ain't kicked off of YouTube, so I'm sure Club and Baby Seals isn't going to get you kicked off. Have you watched some of Vinny's Aquatics streams at night sometimes? And he's still on, so this stuff gets pretty raw. So I think you'll be all right.
Most of my stuff gets pretty raw after about 2 hours.
Yeah.
By that time, I'm tired of keeping my mouth shut, and I just start spewing stuff.
After about 3 beers.
Yeah.
It starts to get pretty raw. Baby Shark, you could do one like that.
See, man, what's interesting, too, is that song, Baby Shark, the original Baby Shark was written like 20 years ago. Like, I remember that song when I was a little kid. One of my like friends, when I was in like high school or whatever, did the little like Baby Shark do 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 do. But then, like 15 years after the song came out, somebody then like took it and they remixed it. They like sped it up to like 180 beats per minute versus the 140 that it was at before, and they added some like hip hop beats and stuff behind it. And it just got like super famous. Like way after the original song came out, all of a sudden this remix becomes like super famous. And then next thing you know, they're making a Baby Shark TV show. They're making a baby shark plushies and all this stuff for kids. And it's like all it was a remix of a super old song.
Hey, they got on that. They got on that lucky boat, you know, and they just found that, you know.
But I mean, it all sometimes, you know, you don't become like famous until like years down the road, you know. Like Picasso wasn't famous at all when he was still alive.
Yeah, hey, like you should, like I was just thinking you should do that "Ain't No Bugs on Me" song with the dogs, but do it thrash. You know,
Yeah.
like the Metallica stuff. You know, you see all those little dogs. Ain't no bugs on, maybe bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. I don't know. It's that collar, you know, for the dogs to keep the fleas off of them and stuff.
Yep.
Do that like hard heavy metal or something. You know, that'd be funny. But I'm telling you, I mean, you could do it about anything that you think would be fun, like funky looking animals, like weird, like goofy or just creepy looking animals, like monkeys with the big eyeballs like this, or you know, meerkats. You know, it's just meerkats are hilarious. Look, you get the Meerkat Manor show. Really?
Yeah.
People look at because they think they're cute. They stand up, they run around. You know, it's just silly. But yeah, you had Weird Al. I mean, all the people that have made a life out of you know, and a job out of being silly have become millionaires doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have the knack of being silly and being good at it, you know, it's like a comedian. You can tell jokes all day, but if they're dumb, no one will show up and no one will laugh. But if you're good at it, you can become a millionaire. You know,
yeah.
It's just you have a talent. Some people have talents that other people don't have. But the thing is if no one tells you or you know, you never know, those are the ones that miss out. But if you're told and you don't take that leap of faith, then you could miss out also. You know?
Oh yeah. Right. And I mean, it's like I had so many opportunities to, you know, write songs and stuff before, but it wasn't until like, you know, Terry's Tropical Tanks was like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to make Glassbox Hero. And I'm just like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. And I ran with it, and Terry gave me permission to run with it. So I'm just like, okay, cool.
Well, it's just, you know, he has that idea stuff, you know, he has that, you know, he comes up with ideas like few people do and you know, and does something about it. You know, some people have ideas and they're like, nothing will ever happen. And he brought that idea up, and you were actually somebody who said, yeah, I'm going to make that happen. And it worked. You know, now what if it was brought to a larger community and more people heard it and they knew about it and all this? Then where could it go? I mean, you're just playing it to some people on YouTube. You know, I mean, do you have 50,000 views on it yet? 200,000 views? People don't even know that song exists yet. You know,
Yep.
It still has to be blown up and put out on the platforms.
But the copyright has been removed on Glassbox Hero now. So I all three of my parody songs now, they no longer have copyrights. So
Nice.
If I do ever become monetized or whatever, I can start making money off of those videos.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, it's really cool to think that, you know, because, you know, YouTube has nothing to do with the copyright claims. Like, you go directly to the copyright owner and they decide whether or not it's all right for you to do it or not. So it's just really interesting to think that Foreigner, Pantera, Sweet, and like all their producers and everything and everybody involved with that was just like, you know what? That was all right. Let's let them do it.
Right.
It's like it's really cool to think that. And I mean, even Chewy actually told me that gosh, I'm blanking on the guy's name right now, but the lead singer of Foreigner actually got a kick out of Glassbox Hero. It's like, what? That's awesome.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? It's, you know, if more people knew, once it's brought to, I don't know how you would do it. You need like that Brett Raymer guy from Tanked. He keeps going to all the aqua shells and stuff. Hey, look, not for nothing, but Brett says if you contact him and like even ask him to be on your show, he will come on your show. Brett's another just laid back cat. I met him. He signed my shit. I have his autograph. Woo. But to show something like that to him if he's never seen it, I mean, he's in the fish business. I mean, that could be put in a commercial one day.
Yeah.
You
I
never
think
know.
Diego with Petzotics, he actually asked if he could use the duckweed dance on his website, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Right. See? That's what I'm saying. You could literally, I mean, you could become YouTube rich in a day or a year. Your day's gonna come. It's just that's what I'm saying. I get jealous at people that have skill like that. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit it. It's just I don't have skill like that. What kind of watch you got?
It was Big Tank Hank when I was on his live stream a few weeks back that he was telling me too that it's just like just use your talents and just keep making videos and you'll be fine.
Yeah, make it out whatever you want though.
Exactly. It's like I gotta stop trying to put myself into this box.
Right.
And stop trying to make this video because these people might be looking for that or something like that. I just gotta just make my content and use what I can actually bring to the table that's different than other people.
I mean, you can look at like what is it, the pond gurus or whatever, those guys that make ponds. Okay, they make ponds. Who would think that anybody would, millions of people would watch that stuff? They do. Look, like that show I watch, the Hoof GP. They fix cows' hoofs and stuff. That guy's got 1 million subscribers, and all he does is cut cow hoofs. And it's like, who would think that? But that's what I'm saying. You have so many good ideas. You do stuff outside. You got birds. You got this. You got that. You're a guy that goes outside and shows you'll show things crawling in the dirt, plants. How much they've grown in a year. All sorts of stuff. And that's that's a cool thing. Like Father Fish was on here earlier, and I told him, he came on and blessed my channel. Not really with a Bible, but But I told him, I said, look, all this stuff. You help everybody out with the dirted substrates and all this. Well, you say that you're going out collecting and you sell those fish. Well, why don't you go out and collect and video it and show everybody what's under that layer of sand?
Honestly, that's where Father Fish struggles. Because all he talks about now is dirted tanks and creating a food web. And so it's just like, I personally just don't really watch any of his videos or live streams anymore because it's the same thing over and over again, where it's like, yeah, if he was actually, filming himself going out and collecting and things like that, that'd be more interesting content. That's something that I actually want to watch.
That's what I told him. I
said, know everything I need to know about the dirted tank now.
Right.
And he's trying to reach beginners, and I get that and all that, but he's got enough content out there about that already to where he needs to start expanding.
Yeah. Because look, when the day comes that he's not around anymore, the dirted tank stuff by Father Fish is going to live on forever.
Right.
But now he's got to show how he came up with that info. Show us the dirt, show us the layers, show us show us piles of detritus, what lives in it, how it looks, and he said he's gonna really look into it. So I told him, I said I'd watch every one of them. But that's the thing with you that's what I'm saying. I watch, you go outside, you do whatever, you would make it interesting. It wouldn't be boring. Oh God, Danny's going outside now. Here we go. It'd be like, I
feel like I'm boring, and I feel like I just ramble on like crazy, but I've even brought that up. It's like, I just ramble all the time. Sorry. And people are like, yes, Danny, you ramble all the time, but that's why we come here. It's like, what?
Yes. Look, I talk a lot. I don't know. I'm an anxious person. I talk a lot, but I notice I make people laugh, and I can look. I've created this conversation with you, and I brought you from a really crappy mood when you got on here to now we're talking about what you're going to do on video. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have this thing of just having conversations, and it's like, but when I've never gone up, well, I'm shutting this off. You know, I don't want to hear this. It's like, what's in his bucket? What? He's putting this, he's got frogs in there. What? You know, but it's all, but here's the thing. I think where, let's just say people like you, I won't categorize myself in an area like you or anything like that. But when we do stuff repetitively in life, if you go to talk about it, it might become boring to you because it's repetitive to you. Like, let's say you're a guy who farms his own worms to go fishing, you know, and you put water on the grass at night and you're out there with the flashlight. That's what we used to do in Pennsylvania, you know, or wait on a dewy night and go out there late at night. But it's, you know, you would think, well, who wants to watch this? That's dumb. I'm going to video myself looking for worms. It could be pretty funny, you know, watch you go grab it and they suck back into the dirt and you're, you know, but it's just silly stuff or whatever you do, setting up a pond or talking about the plants or your vegetables that you planted for the year. It's interesting because look, I plant vegetables, and if you're planting beef, steak, tomatoes and yours are doing great and mine are doing crappy, I'm going to want to know why yours are better than mine and what you're doing. So the whole thing is I'm not just getting hobby stuff off you. Look, planting vegetables is a hobby. People do it all day long to get onions and carrots and tomatoes and pumpkins, and it's a hobby. They like to do it. They might not even eat it. They just give it away. Elderly people do it to give it away. It's a hobby. So, I mean, I see you kind of dabble in all this stuff, you know, and it's just that, I mean, you know, if you got the ability to do all this, and like I told Father Fish, look, don't worry about cutting, pasting, doing this and that. Do that down the road. Just video. Put videos up. Just post videos. You know,
Yeah.
look. And
I
if
mean,
anything,
really
all you got to do is get a lot of views. You know, you'll get a lot of views. Now, if you're not getting views, go, okay, well, maybe they don't like, I'll go back to the other way. But look, I'm not I don't do horrible on views, but I don't cut any you know, look, if I screw up, you're going to see me screw up. If my video is boring, it's going to be boring. That's just how it is. I'm not going to cut nothing out. Look, I film it, I upload it. I film it, I upload it. That's it, you know. And I mean, maybe if I would have done things different.
Oh, lost you again.
Cord. Yeah, my cord's bad, I think. But if I would have done that, you know, more over the years, maybe I'd have more subscribers. But you know, to me, I don't know. It takes the fun out of it. It takes the fun out of me making a video and going, oh man, I gotta go cut it up and change it and, you know, take this out and that out. I just like to run with it, you know. And if it's a good video, good. If it's a little boring, well, the next one I'll try to make a little better, you know. But I'd rather do that, and you know, I'd rather see you slip and fall in mud than cut it out or, you know, something like that.
Right. And I mean, yeah, like when I'm doing my editing and stuff, I barely cut anything out. I just mainly cut out myself walking to and from the camera, and that's about it.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Like, yeah, I try my best to keep jokes in there too. Like I don't know if you watched my video I posted. Gosh, last year over winter we had like a big old like ice storm and stuff like that. My pond was completely frozen over. So I'm just like, so all I do is I take this spatula and then I end up breaking the spatula. I'm like, and I break it. And then I grab this shovel.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's you know, I mean, you're too young, I think, to remember, but it's like the Benny Hill show, the Carol Burnett show. It's all this stuff that
I'm too young, but I watched them anyway.
Right. People that look at it, you would go, "Oh, this is really cheap." It's but it was just the funniness of it. When you're watching something and they bust out laughing because just to them it was so funny, and the show was never perfect. So it's something that's not perfect that it grabs your attention so much. It's kind of like a relationship. When it's never perfect, it's the best. When it's perfect, you're like, all right, something bad's gonna happen, and when it does, look out. So it's just if you make content that you never have to edit, run with it. It's a one cut thing. Take one, run it. But nope, run it. There's no take two here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just for what's this? I'm inspiring. Well, thank you. What do you call a fish with a bow tie? Danny, you gotta know this one. I don't know it. Fish with a bow tie? I don't know.
I was trying to think about it. I don't know, but as soon as he says it, it's gonna be like super obvious.
It's gonna all right. Well, a fish with a bow tie. What fish has a bow tie? Or I don't know. It's gonna be something dressy or minimum 6 takes just to have the blooper reel. What's this? A fishing rod. Yeah, see, Bob Moss does a lot. But see, he's like IT government job working guy. It's
right.
But he's that way and you're your way.
Well, and it's just like I'm sitting here trying to like get all this technology or whatever so I can like step up my video quality when it's just like I got other people out there that are just like Danny's making like high quality videos or whatever. It's like I'm just using Windows Video Editor and voice recorder, like free software that came on my free computer. Like,
hey, but if you look back, I mean, all the best, biggest bands, whether it be rock, rap, reggae, whatever, it all started in their basement with nothing, and then they're selling it out of the trunk of their car. So
I mean, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana went his entire music career playing that same guitar that he got from a garage sale for like $10.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's if you're happy, why that's the whole thing is be happy with yourself. It's do we all want a new Gibson Les Paul? Sure. Does that make us a better guitar player? No. But you look cool.
I don't care for Gibson, even though it's a really big guitar brand or whatever. I personally don't like any of their instruments.
What do you like, Fender?
Fender's okay. I prefer like a Paul Reed Smith or a Dean.
Okay, there you go. But could you still rock out with something that's not? Could you rock out with a Gibson?
Probably.
See, so that's what I'm saying is you're just saying the same thing. Is it's not the equipment that'll make you, it's you that'll make you. Because we can see you. You know what I'm saying, and it sounds good. So
right. I mean, gosh, like I guess I got 300 subscribers just using a cheap cell phone and like really, really cheap equipment. So
yeah. I mean, it's facts. It just is. Like I bought a Canon camera last week. A digital camera, thinking oh yeah, it's gonna be good for in here. It wasn't so good, so I just said forget it. Took it to the store, sold it, and I got it because I thought my son would like it and be able to take pictures while he's 9. Well, I decided to get him a watch instead so he could learn how to tell time good. I got us all these digital or these Samsung watches, but now you can go on there and he could check the check the temperature, He can do all that and learn all this stuff and become smarter because he's only 9. We can worry about, but the cell phones take better macro photos than this camera did, and it had 2 lenses. I probably didn't have the lens, but when you have to pull the button just a little bit to have it focus, forget that. I'll stick my phone up there, tap it, it focuses, I hit take the picture.
Yep.
So, it's not always the high-tech stuff that does it. You don't always need more.
Oh yeah.
But see, here's the thing: is you can never replace the hair. You can't. I'm telling you, you can't. That's your power. Once you cut that off, you don't have power no more. What's up? Oh,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter like what mythology you believe in or whatever, like whether it be the Bible talking about Samson, whether it be Nordic mythology talking about Thor, whether it be the Indian mythology, and I can't remember the character from India, but basically like every single mythology has a character of a man with long hair
Jesus
that lost all of his ability after his hair was shaved off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even the Native Americans talk about how hair is an extension of the nervous system, and they use their long hair to help with their tracking and all that. And
there's so many in almost every race. In almost every race there's a lot of races that the hair, the long hair is sometimes the where they're at, like in the clan, like queen, princesses, stuff like that. It's you go to some places they're not even allowed to grow long hair like women, only ones that are hierarchies and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, gosh, even back in the day at the start of the United States, like they'd wear those powdered wigs and stuff to try and make it look like their hair was longer than it actually was.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the hair's the thing. You can get a camera anywhere, but you can't get no hair everywhere. I mean, you can buy some fake stuff, but then it's fake.
Yeah, Michelle, for real though, hair is a very powerful thing. Like just thinking about like when I first grew a beard and I went swimming, like swimming just felt completely different with the water just moving through the hair on my face than it did just having a smooth face. And same thing goes with the hair. Like you can feel the slightest movement in the air just by your hair shifting a little bit, whereas you won't necessarily notice that if you didn't have the hair.
And just think about it. We are, I mean, if you want to look at it, an animal in some ways. And like, let's say, look at sheep or lions or anything, their hair grows long. Okay, why does our hair grow long? I don't think we were born to grow hair super, super long, so somebody would have to cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna want to, but you would think if it was supposed to be short, it would stop. Like maybe the hair on a beagle or something. It only gets so long.
Some people, their hair does stop.
Right.
My brother, who's got really, really close to the same genetics that I do, his hair stops right here. It won't grow past that length. Whereas I got a whole additional 8 inches of hair on him, and mine's still growing.
Right. Yeah, it's just it's funny you say the Viking stuff and all that, because the Nordic stuff, because I'm adopted, and so I have paperwork, on my adoption. My mother had it, so my wife was really curious, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to find anyone?" I was like, "Yeah." So she took it upon herself to go through the DNA thingy, the big
Did you
huge
use
thing.
Ancestry, or did you
Ancestry?
use
Ancestry.com. So at first I did the swab and then the spit, and they did my X, Y, Z, every chromosome you could think of. They did everything. And the genealogist people, they called here to talk to my wife, more than one of them on the phone, and said that they can't believe because I'm Lithuanian, which is in Russia. But they said they can't believe with my DNA, they can date it back that I have the most that they've ever saw in the DNA, the dynamics of it. They can date it all the way back to the Vikings. And my DNA is the first one they've come across since doing that. What this company they have, that they can date it back clearly all the way to the time of the Vikings.
Yeah, because mine, they couldn't date it back clearly. My family, like, I'll still kind of argue with my family sometimes about our true ancestry or whatever, because it's like you can pretty much trace our family back to like Germany and like a little bit of like England, and then some of us, came from like Scandinavia. But it's just like when you start to put everything together, it really sounds exactly like our family started in Scandinavia, and during the Viking expansion, we went out to Germany and then England, and then came over from England back into Germany, and then from Germany went over into the United States right after World War One.
Yeah.
So it's like my brother would be like, "We're German." I'm like, "No, we might have came from Germany into the United States, but before we were German, we were Scandinavian."
Right. And see, not for nothing, but to let people know that stuff is so good. My wife found my father, my mother, on my mother's side, a sister, a half brother, and on my dad's side, 2 sisters and a brother.
Nice.
And we're like so close. Like I'm like almost like you can see that I'm not like my father's twin, but it's so simple. He's passed away, but it's so simple to see, everything. And then my brother, I mean, we all have the higher hair, I mean, we all look, I mean, like brothers and sisters do. But
now, did you ever get in contact with any of these people?
Yeah. I my youngest brother and sister, but and then on my mother's side, my sister over there, I actually, I think I was having a beer or something outside, me and my wife. It was when we were still smoking, so it was like 3 years ago. I Facebooked her. I found her name. I Facebooked her, and I was like, "Hey, this is gonna sound weird, but do you have a brother?" And the paperwork said that I was put up for adoption when I was like, when I had a sister that was 1.5 years old. I was put up for adoption. So I was like, "You have a brother that was put up for adoption when you're 1.5?" She's like, "Not only do I not have a brother, but I know, there's nobody else but me." And she's like, "Where do you get this info?" I said, "Well, I was adopted, and my paperwork here from the hospital said that my mother was a waitress. She lived such and such area. She had a daughter that was 1.5 years old, blah, blah, blah." I said, "So this is what I have." And she's like, "Well, that kind of sounds like my mother." I said, "Why?" And she's like, "Because my mother was a waitress and she used to live in Michigan. And then we moved here." I was like, "Really?" So she's like, "Can I call you back?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we hung up. She called me back I thought she'd never call me back. She called me back about 35, 40 minutes later. And she's like, "Do you mind if I have a drink?" I was like, "No, who am I to tell you no?" She's like, "All right." She said, "I have to have some wine." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Because I called my mother. And I said, there's something you need to tell me." And she's like, or she called, it was a Saturday. She said she called her and her mother said, "All right, what did you do now? What do you need?" And she's like, "It's not what I did. What did you do?" And she's like, "What?" She's like, "What haven't you told me?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Is there something you never told me? Do I have a brother?" And she said she just went still, didn't say a word. And then she started to cry and said, "I didn't want anyone to know. Your father doesn't know," which is her stepdad. She said, "Your father, no one knows." She's like, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
And so that DNA thing really works. The ancestry.com.
Yeah.
It took my wife
That's
2
awesome.
years, 2 years to find our family. But these people that work for them, they were so involved because my wife would call them and be like, look, we got this, we got this. She's calling people in Tennessee, here, there, all over the place. And then it just started to fall together. And then all of a sudden somebody called and said, hey, I got a lead. And I think it was for my mother. And so that's when I contacted her daughter. I was like, well, I kind of don't really look like her, but when I saw my father's kids, holy crap. I was like, wow, we're like all twins. So we met at a bar, me and my young brother and sister for the first time. We met at a bar called Mally's. It's a sports bar. So we went there and I went in there and it was just, my brother's got a mohawk and a big beard, but we all have the high forehead and, I'm 6'8". I'm 6'8", 300 pounds. I'm a big dude. And, my sister's probably like 6'1", and my brother's like, I don't know, 6'1", 6 foot, so they're all, bigger. I'm just the biggest, but it was like, kind of looking in mirrors. And then, now my son's got uncles and aunts and that he didn't have before. And, also now my brother moved to Florida. I have a brother here. I have an adopted brother, but he moved to Florida and she lives, I don't know, maybe about 40 minutes away. We don't talk as much as we should, but yeah. So, and then the other one on my mom's side, there was a whole bunch how that came about, because it was like, she kept a secret for so many years, they didn't want it let out, I guess, so, because my wife was wanting to send letters. They were wanting to contact her to get the verification from her stating that she was my mother and that she had done this, and not just somebody saying, yeah, my mother said this. Because I'm like, what if somebody's trying to scam me and just saying, yeah, that's what my mom said,
Yeah.
So then it's a letter did show up there, then it's like, then, oh my God, everyone knows now, and blah blah blah, the secret's out. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't know nothing about it. So we don't really talk, but it's stressful because, secrets that are kept for so many years, it's like, and my file wasn't sealed. It just it had everything that my mother wrote in there. She gave all this information about her, and as much as very vague as the father, but all this information she wrote down, it was in my file. So when we went to check, I just had to get approval. It wasn't sealed, but I had to get approval from a court that I could have the info. And then this woman, from the ancestry thing called and said, well, what do you want to know? And it was like, after that, my wife talked to her, and then they were all so intrigued. They asked the judge, well, can we give him this? Can we give him? He's like, yeah, go ahead. It's not sealed. Go ahead. And that's how it all started. And that's how we found everybody.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's, it's like I said, it took a long time.
I mean, the coolest ancestry story that I had ever heard before that one was my brother-in-law that my oldest sister married. He's actually Cleopatra's 72nd great nephew.
Oh, wow. Is there any money involved in that?
No.
There's no gold doubloons and stuff from back in the day? Well, doubloons would be pirates, so it'd have to be something.
I don't know.
Does he get into certain places for free? I mean, does he got a pass for that? I'm Cleopatra's cousin. distant
That would
relative.
be awesome. No, it doesn't work
Yeah,
like
so
that.
I was just hoping something like that. Then I didn't want to be. I was hoping I wasn't part of anyone. Cool. I was just like, I guess it'd be cool because it's like my parents brought me up and gave me something I never had. They gave me a life. They adopted me and my brother, and they gave us a life. So I didn't
I
want
think
to take away
adoption
from
is
that.
an amazing thing.
Yeah, and so like I tell my brother, I don't care who I meet. He's my brother. These people, I might be related to them with my blood, but look, I haven't known them for 49 years. So to me, you give you a hug, okay, that's great. But you can't replace this person that I grew up with since I was a little boy, and I've known as my brother my whole life, even though we're not blood, but we grew up, told we were brothers, and that's just how it is. So having these new people is cool, but I don't know. I don't go out of my way to hang out with them. I don't go out of my way like to do anything.
Now, how old were you when they told you that you were adopted?
9. My
9?
brother's 2 years older than me, so he was 11. But I was out of an orphanage, and they got my brother out of a hospital. So it was 2 years. You had to wait 2 years on the list. So once you signed up back then, it took 2 years, and then it didn't matter, boy or girl. If you didn't accept, you had to wait 2 more years. So
Wow.
when they got when my brother came up, they said it's a boy, and they said, okay, we'll take him. And then 2 years later, I came up and I was in an orphanage, and another boy, so they got me. So, but if they'd say no, then you have to wait 2 more years. That's how it was back then. But
Do you remember like what sparked the conversation, or like why did they wait until you were 9, and then 2, like why did they finally tell you at age 9?
we were coming home from Pennsylvania, and got me. I mean, none of us look alike. My father's 6 foot, my mother's 5'2". My dad's Polish. Got the big Polish here, big guy, big dude, not fat. Just he was a big, burly, tough guy. He's from the streets of Detroit. He was real tough. And then my brother was like bone skinny. Like you guys were talking about the waist of your pants. I think he wears like a 26-inch waist, 32 length or something. He's a twig. He's 50, almost 51, and he looks anorexic. And he'll smash a whole pizza, and he just can't keep a pound on. But so, and he's got brown hair.
Pizza. You just reminded me I got pizza.
Brown hair, super skinny, So, anyways, we don't look alike. I got blonde hair. He's got brown. None of us look alike. And I don't know what actually. I never asked him, but he brought it up, and I don't know if it was my cousins in Pennsylvania or whatever, but it was brought up somehow, and then they told us. And then when I was like 21, it was brought up again. I was with somebody, and they said, "Hey, started talking to my mom about it." And she's like, "If you ever want to know, just ask me." I was like, I could care less. And then when I met my wife when we were 19, right? Now we didn't get married till later. So she went to the Army, had her life. I had my life. And then we got back together about 2011, 2010 and a half, 2011-ish, we got back together. And then she brought it up because, she's interested with stuff. And she's like, "Do you want to know?" I was like, "No." And she's like, "Do you care if I look?" And I was like, "No, but let's just not really tell her." But now her dementia's so bad, she don't know. Because I asked her one day, she started to cry. I was like, "Wow, look, there's no other mother. You're my mother. That's all it'll ever be. I could care less about anybody else. You're my mother. I don't care if I meet somebody today and they're a millionaire. They're nothing to me. You're my mother, And so I wasn't trying to replace anybody. I just thought it'd be cool to add more to our family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, whatever, because the kids, And so yeah, she just took it upon herself, and Just did it. She would tell me everything. I'm like, whatever. I gotta go work 12 hours. Do whatever you want. I don't care what you do when I'm at work. And she took it upon herself to find out, and it was cool. It was a nice journey. It was cool because all the stuff. I mean, I got people that I never met before, all down south, everywhere, that say happy birthday. I have like people that have a lot of money that are family members that travel to Michigan to come and have dinner with me and my family, and we'll go meet at a restaurant. I never see them, but when they're traveling through or when they have to come to Michigan, we get together and have dinner. And they're big just like I am, but it's like I've never met these people, but they think it's so cool too that they actually found a family member that they didn't know that they had, that it's it's a big deal. They want me to come visit and this and that, and I feel good that they ask me, but it's I'm not looking for nothing. I'm not someone that didn't have anything or wasn't given a great life. I mean, look, I love that I met you. This is really cool. We can stay in contact. But it's just, I'm not looking to replace anything. I don't need more aunts and uncles. I don't need cousins. I don't need anything. I mean, it's nice to have closure, now that I know, so that's all. But yeah, it was a good journey. I hate stupid people. I wish they never would have shortened their name, but I get it. Somebody might have not liked it. But, geez, dude, this is 3 hours. I think I might have to call it so you can go eat your pizza and I can freaking take a shower. I'm supposed to be off here at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I was just going to hang out with you for a little bit and then, hit that Danikin Aquatics stream, but we streamed right through it.
It happens when you come on here, dude. So we're just two people that like to kick it, but that's the thing is, I don't know.
You're good, dude.
If somebody has a bad day, I like to, not for everybody, but I'll hang out and, kick it and make your day a little better if I can,
Yeah.
That's what friends are for.
Right.
But yeah, so I was for the mods mostly. Oh, yeah, so yeah, I guess I'll just we'll end this and it's a Sunday, bro. You gotta go work tomorrow?
I do have to work tomorrow. I've been off Monday.
Dude. I gotta sleep in. I gotta stay up late tonight, watching TV or whatever I can figure out. And oh, hey, I got something to show you. What did you used to wear with your dog tags?
Nothing.
Necklace.
I just wore dog tags.
Right,
but I had that bead necklace. I came in. You have a silver one. Yeah,
solid silver. Yeah, it's solid silver. I've wanted one for years, and I found one. We went to the pawn shop the other day, and I was getting Luke a silver necklace, because he's 9. He wants a necklace. So I was getting him a necklace. The guy goes to hand it to him. I said, "What's that?" He's like, "Here, try this on." I said, "Whoa, give me that." I said, "Is that a bean?" "Oh man, I've wanted one of these forever." Yeah, it's solid silver. It's real heavy. I was like, "She, okay." Yeah. But yeah, so all right. Well, I had a blast. So yeah, I seen the cross. So I was like, "Yep." See, I like long ones.
It's not a cross.
Oh, it's
the hammer of Thor.
Nice. Yeah.
But it's all right. Some people think it's a cross or an upside down cross. Whatever makes them happy. Like
in my camera, where on your side you were leaning forward, and the bottom half was gone. I was like, "Oh, it's a cross."
Yeah, exactly.
The hammer. Yeah, I was.
It is kind of funny when somebody's like, "Oh, I like your cross." It's like, no, I'm a heathen.
Oh, I love it. But all right, what's this? I've been watching for a while now. I'm sorted wanting shrimp. Is there one that can live in hard water?
Neocaridinas love harder water. I have blue velvet Neocaridinas, and they do fine in my St. Louis water, which, I mean, we got like 400 TDS, something like that. Good old African cichlid water. And my shrimp is fine.
What's funny is people go, "Oh, well, I have TDS of, let's say, just like yours. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. They're dying." And I'm like, so now my answer these days is, who you getting them from. I don't need to know where you're getting them from, but it's got to be the gene. The gene's got to be weak if it's not living in your water.
It's something to do with genetics, and then it also has to do with who raised them.
Right.
You can keep Neos in soft water, and if they've, produced like 3 generations in soft water and you throw them in hard water right quick, they just don't know what to do with it.
Right.
But I mean, I bought my blue velvet shrimp from the place that I currently work at now. I bought them like 2 years ago almost. And when I first bought them, they were like pretty low quality, and just like through breeding, I've made that blue better and better and culled out the ones that aren't good, and now I have really good, like, medium quality blue velvets. Like, I wouldn't call them high quality, but they're definitely not low quality.
Yeah, that's how I started. When I first got into shrimp, when I was getting out of discus, I got cherry shrimp, and they came pretty red, but I didn't know that the guy I got them off of, which he actually owns a fish store now that I actually was asked to buy into, that I didn't. But he owns a fish store now. He sold them to me, and after I had them for a while, they started to lighten up. I said, "Man, what happened?" He's like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you." He's like, "I feed them food that helps, get them red." I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." So that's when I started to do my culling and take out. And when you go to take them out, it's like 98% males, So, I mean, you only need a couple males anyway. So you want to get the males that have that slight red in them, get rid of all the clear ones, get rid of everything. Just let the males go around and do their thing, and then get rid of any cruddy looking females. And, it happens really quick, especially with cherry shrimp. I don't know why. I don't think that I don't think they breed any better, but I don't know. It's just that's what I started with, and I was like, okay, well, if I can I had pet stores wanting them bad. I was like, really, with cherry shrimp?
We got more people rolling in here now. Yeah. How's it going, Pride Moors, Scott's Aquatics? We're trying to shut it down, but hey.
Yeah, hey, I don't ever shut it down if people show up. I'm just like, I'll hang out. I mean, grab your pizza, shit, heat it up. Hey, get yourself an air fryer, dude.
I like my food deep fried. I ain't gonna waste my time with that air.
Bro, it's crazy good. You can eat twice as much and not have a greasy belly.
I like the greasy belly.
We just had a Pizza Hut at Target today. And it was yummy. What's this? Only Oscar says, wait, what's the breeder? Water type? That's what I think would make the difference. Yeah, whatever the breeder's doing the water in, but that's why you just drip your shrimp. So if you have hard water, they say, oh, ask the breeder. Well, if you can ask them, but you should be dripping your shrimp no matter what. But if the water is that big of a difference from the breeder compared to you, just take a longer time to drip it. But if you don't know, then just take a long time anyways. Just put them in a catch cup and just drip the crap out of them.
Yeah, definitely. I always suggest drip acclimating your shrimp unless you're, getting them like shipped to you. Because if they've been in that bag for, a couple days, even though shrimp don't have a high bioload, there is still ammonia and stuff building up in that bag. So once you crack that bag open, it's best to get them out of the bag as fast as possible and into the tank.
Yeah, if it stinks, if you get a bag, you cut it open and it stinks, just dump them into a net and then put them right into the tank. Because like Danny's saying, the ammonia is so high, that's why it stinks. It's just the water is so bad that dumping them into water is way less stress on them than the water that they're sitting in. So, oh, do I have Neos? Yes, I have almost every shrimp that you could think of except the super expensive ones. Basics.
Yeah, Brian has some great shrimp. I'm ordering some from him here soon.
Yeah.
because I need to get some good red shrimp so I can start my Spider-Man shrimp project.
Who is it? Do you know Brianna's? You know Brianna?
Brienne's Fish Fam.
Yeah, her family just they put in two different orders. Second order is really big. First order was green jades, and I didn't
Yeah,
have.
they had some of my blue shrimp already, and then they went and they ordered some more blue shrimp. And I didn't actually ask if they were doing two separate colonies or if they were just trying to add some new genetics into the ones that I gave them.
Yeah, I'm
But
just really happy that they you know called me to because they want to start breeding shrimp. So I was really excited when they called me because when they first messaged me, I didn't even really know it was them. And then when I went on their stream, her dad's like, "Oh yeah, hey, you know, we just got shrimp off him." I was like, "Holy crap! Oh, it was you guys! Oh shoot!" And then all of a sudden, here come another order from Herman. I was like, "Oh shoot!" But they're so sweet. They're such nice people.
that family is awesome.
Yeah,
I
but
believe I believe even Olivia has a fish tank in her room now.
yeah, it's Oh wait, I'm sorry. It says, "Do you have hard water or soft?" And I don't remember. Do you remineralize instead? I do RO in all my Caridina tanks, and I do tap water in my Neo tanks. My water for years was 102 out of the tap TDS on my TDS meter. I use TDS Easy. This is the HM Digital. I use that one. Actually, I got this one from Rob at Flip Aquatics, and I had him sign it because I'm a nerd like that. Or I use the store down the street from me, and I've never seen it anywhere else. They actually sell the HMD, and this does just TDS, nothing else. And you can do the screw on the back to tweak it in just like you can this one, but so it can be adjusted. So I was doing that. It was like 102. Now it's I tested it the other day and it was, I don't know if it's because it's getting cold outside and the groundwater is colder or anything, but it's like 135. So and it even went up when it's coming through the RO. I just changed it probably not that long ago, and it's already up to 7, 6, and it usually comes out 2. But anyways, my GH is like 6, my KH is 3, pH. Oh, I just checked that yesterday because my buddy who owns the store didn't believe me. But my pH out of the tap is 7.273, but my pH coming out of my RO is 6, under 6. Yeah, it was below 6, and he couldn't believe it, so I showed it to him. And but yeah, so my water's not bad. I actually keep discus in my tap water. I got a 125 gallon tank over there, pack full of they're $100 a piece, and
Yeah.
they love tap water. But over here, I wasn't thinking about it because I was just so excited that the discus were laying so many babies. And when I put them over here in this tank, I'm thinking, well, a bazillion babies gonna be good, but they were still falling off. And then I tested my water, and my water was way high because I was pulling it out of the 125. So that's keeping the discus babies from living. So that's why I went and got discus buffer today. And I'm going to start doing that, tanking all RO and add the discus buffer to get it where I need it. And that's, I'm going to run it like that. But
yeah, Steph, let's see. You're saying you want to do red and blue shrimp together on white gravel. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You can mix genetics if you want. The big thing, though, is if you didn't want to mix those genetics, you could potentially, soften your water a little bit, not necessarily all the way, and you could actually keep like blue Neos along with your red standard Caridina, and then you wouldn't have to worry about them crossbreeding at all. But that's exactly what trying to do. I'm trying to actually combine red and blue shrimp together to get some really nice stripings and markings, and actually like try and make Spider-Man shrimp versus like, yeah, I mean, I've seen red and blue Rillies before, but I'm not trying to just get like a red body with a single blue stripe. I'm actually trying to get like some cool markings.
Yeah, that's just where you just need to kind of fill the tank and ignore it, and just let it go for a long time, and then every once in a while peek in there. But I mean, it'll come. People always say, "Oh, well, you're going to get clear shrimp." Well, you don't get as many clear shrimp as you actually think, and I think
I've never gotten the clear shrimp. Now I've gotten the carbons and like some darker like black shrimp and stuff like that. But I just feed those to my African cichlids, and then I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but it's I think also it's the genetics in the shrimp too, because with the shrimp that I source, that I get from Blue Crown, I got a tank over there. It's just, I mean, I don't know. It's probably 300 neos in it, and there might be 10 wilds in it. I put all my neos in with my gulper cats. Because they're too small. Gulper cats aren't going to chase a little itty bitty shrimp.
That's awesome.
Huh?
I just think that's funny. Keeping a teeny tiny shrimp with this giant catfish that has a huge mouth.
Yeah, because it's they're more into like inhaling goldfish, and I don't like to feed goldfish too much. I do once in a blue moon, but I quarantine them. I more or less feed them like silver sides and frozen tilapia. They go nuts. My wife loves feeding them. We have them to where they just, it's so cool. I got to start videoing it now because they're getting bigger, but they just come up and stretch that big mouth out, and you just stick it right in their mouth, and off you go. It's just, it's pretty incredible. Yeah.
But I mean, sharks are the exact same way. Sharks are born with live birth, and then they're not raised by their parents at all. They have to fend for themselves, and just as they grow, they continue to eat bigger and bigger food until like they realize that, hey, I can get so much energy from eating one giant fish versus taking all this energy to try and hunt all these little bitty fish.
Yeah. That's
where they start ignoring the small fish, and they just want to get the bigger and better meal. They can eat one seal and have that last like all week versus having to eat 1,000 little bitty minnows.
Yep. It's like sometimes when I get feeder goldfish from the store, if they're small, they won't even mess with, won't even touch them. And they'll just sit in there and eat and eat and eat. And then they get big and big. And then when they hit a certain size, they're gone. It's just the cat, the bigger they get, the slower they are. And the catfish know that. When I was actually at the store today, my buddy, I don't know how he got it. Somebody brought it. It looks like a real, like just a channel cat or bullhead or something in his tank, like all scared behind the pipe. And I was like, whoa, what's that? Should I take him home and put him in the catfish tank? But I was like, ooh, I don't know. I think he's wild. I don't know how you do, or these gulpers. I don't know. I don't want to be mixing nothing. I got a nice little family over there. These gulpers, they're locked next to each other 24/7. They just swim next to each other 24/7. They don't move. I mean, I don't know. It's just the cutest thing ever. People are like, you can only have one gulper cat. And I'm like, but you don't know me. So I got 2 gulper cats, and they're like brother and sister or something. But
yep. I mean, hey, just like people will tell you, you can't mix the lakes with African cichlids. Yet
right.
I got all 3 of them in one tank, and all doing fine.
I'm a master mixer. That's like my wife's like, I have my Severums, my super red Severums. They're like, I don't even know. I don't know, 10 inches long, 11 inches long, and about 7 inches tall. They're huge. They're about 3 inches wide, monsters. And she's like, I can't believe how gentle they are with the discus. I'm like, yeah, it's, they're just, I had more aggression from my Warus than I did those guys. But
I think Severum's are pretty peaceful when it really comes down to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've had these for so long. They laid eggs. They laid eggs a few times. The last time they laid them, they became wigglers. And then I didn't want them eating them. So I stuck my hand in there, pulled out the pleco cave, stuck it in a 5-gallon tank with shrimp in it, or was it 10-gallon? And they all lived. Had all these Severum babies, super red Severums. And I grew them up to about a quarter size, and they just seemed sad. So I put them all back in there, for the parents. And like they seen the babies, and they're all super happy and stuff. And I had I think I had 65 of them. I told my wife, I said, we can't keep 65 fish. And I said, look, I can get a lot of money for them. I said, look, they got to go. So I sold like 20, and then 20, and then the rest of them, at the end there. And if they lay the eggs, she puts her chute out, goes really slow, and then he comes in. But I think they eat them immediately. Or she chooses not to actually lay the eggs. But I think they don't do it because they're afraid that their baby is going to be taken again. So I've had these fish for so long. And I took the babies one time, and they've never laid eggs ever again that I've ever seen.
Yep, but then there's other breeders out there that they take the eggs every single time, and they just continue to get more and more.
Yeah,
babies.
they refuse to. So
Yep.
what's she?
But man, there's a peacock, like a female African cichlid peacock that we have at the store right now that has a mouth full of eggs. And so I don't know who the father was, or if there's a couple different fathers that all fertilized, different eggs in there. But it's like, I'm just looking at her, and it's like, oh man, do I take her home or not?
Yeah, hey, I used to breed the tomato hap.
I love those.
They're beautiful, but I had one male and 3 females, and he would go to town one after another, and I would go to the stores, and I'm like, hey, you guys need some more haps? And they sell haps everywhere, and they're like, dude, you brought in 30, 3 weeks ago, we got about 20 left, and I'm like, really, you guys aren't selling them, because they're not like fully grown yet. So I burned that up as much as I could. Then I just couldn't have any more babies, and instead of just separating the male from the females, I just took all 4 in and sold them to the store, the parents. And then before I even walked out of the store, somebody walked up and said, hey, what are these? And they're like, hey, this is the male in? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you put them in a tank, you're going to have thousands of them. The guy's like, well, I'll take them all. And sold it that fast, but I had a great time with them. Tomato haps, they're just, and I used to pick the mothers up and open their mouth up and dunk them in the water a couple times and just put them right back in the tank. And that way, they're not, I mean, the best way to do is just take the male out so he's not beating them up and chasing after them all the time. But at the time I thought, oh, wow, that's cool. I'm going to, breed all these fish. And then like I learned, if you take 30 fish into a store, the next month you come in, they're not going to want to buy 30 fish of the same fish. They're going to want to buy 30 of something else, so you can't keep bringing the same stuff. So that's why, I'm getting back into fish again. Just to add more content to my channel, and then with the discus, because I bred discus, I've been good with it. So, you don't see a lot of that around, you don't see a lot of people being able to do it. So, I'm not Jack Watley. I'm not, Gabe Poseida. I'm not, Discus Hans or anything like that, or, anybody that has great luck, but I've done it, and I just would like to bring some of that. I've uploaded a few videos where the discus or the fry are swimming around and stuff, so people can see it where they're wiggling on this slate. They're picking at it again right now, so they got babies in there swimming around, and they're freaking getting ready to lay eggs again. So I don't know. They better not, because I don't want them eating the ones that are in there. But here's the thing: is I'm not wanting to get them out, put them in a bowl, put egg yolk in there. That's just too much. I don't have time for that. If it can't work the way God made it to work, then it's not going to work. I mean, I could change some water parameters, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. I'm not doing bowls and keeping them out. I mean, if I was retired, maybe. But with kids and being married, I got a mortgage, and my mother lives here with dementia. Yeah, no, there's no putting fish in a bowl, trying to raise fry like that. It's
and that's what I try and do with all my setups now. Like when I first was setting up my tanks, I had like no intention of breeding at all. And then like all of a sudden my African cichlids just started breeding. And so then it's like, well, let me take the female out and put her into another tank. And then she released the fry in there. And so then I put her back into the main tank. She ended up, with the mouth full of eggs again. And so then I did the whole thing again. But like all my other tanks, like my brackish tank that I have the bumblebee gobies in and stuff like that, I just try to give them as close to a natural environment as I can, to where they just naturally breed and raise the babies and all that stuff on their own. Kind of like what MD Fish Tank does. Like he's talking about now actually potentially setting up breeding tanks and things like that. But that's not really what I'm into. I'm not trying to breed fish for profit. I'm not trying to go and get a master breeder certification or anything like that. Like I'm just trying to enjoy nature inside my house.
Oh yeah. I do like, I don't know. I like breeding fish for profit. I mean, I could give them away more than what I do, or shrimp, but I like, I like when people buy my shrimp or fish, because it's now what I've worked so hard to work, what I've worked so hard on is now in somebody else's house. And I get all these positive emails and stuff on, man, they're doing great, or they ship so good, this, that, and the other. It just makes me real happy that everything I worked so hard on is starting to show.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love that, and checking up on, Bree and Dave, like, hey, how are those shrimp I sent you? And like, oh, they're doing great, they're breeding now. It's like, yeah, that's awesome, and checking up on the people that I've sold some plants to and things like that. Yeah, it is really cool to, have like my aquarium then be part of somebody else's aquarium, and then it ends up, breeding for them, or, the plants start propagating, and then they can start spreading it out to other fish tanks or other people in the hobby and things like that. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's, I hope
it makes the hobby that much better to be able to share it with others.
Right. It's I hope that they did a video on the shrimp, because that'd be cool. I like, there's people, 3B Aquatics, he did a video on my shrimp. There's a few people that did unboxings, it was really cool. But I just like it, and it helps bring people to my channel, to check me out too. So but yeah, when it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like giving somebody, I don't know, you can give somebody like food, but if you give them a plant that grows, food or something, they benefit that much more. So you can
teach a man to fish,
right,
versus giving him
yeah, it's kind of like that. But if I send you something, like you're saying, like let's say a moss, and the moss grows, and you break it up, put it in your stuff, and then you have so much of it, then you pass it on, and then next thing you know, 6 years later, there's people saying, "Oh yeah, I first got my moss from so and so," and then it's like, well, no, they got their moss from me. So your moss has made it, continents and countries and all over the place, and made so many people happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cool part. Where the
Right.
party at? It's at your place, Stephen P. 2003. Thanks for showing up there, buddy. Where the party at? Well, I'm gonna have to shut this off. As much as I don't want to, it's 10:30. I'm below Luke's room. 10 o'clock is his bedtime. I do not want to keep him up. That would be a terrible parent on my part. So,
Wait, Michigan isn't. I thought Michigan was the central time zone.
No, Eastern. It's 10:35 here right now.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You guys are right on the edge of it, I guess.
Yeah, 10:35. But yeah, it's all this is right. He's right above me. So if I'm loud, my mother's on the other side, but she stays up to like 1. But Luke, he goes to bed, and I don't want to keep him up because if he's tired for school, it's my fault, and I don't want.
You got a voice like mine that just resonates. We don't need microphones or anything like that.
It's I'm a lot. I don't know what it is. It's like my hearing's going bad in my right ear, my left ear. It's like I have to plug it sometimes. But I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, my father used to talk really loud because he wore hearing aids. Well, he wouldn't wear them, so he'd talk loud. So it's kind of like when you talk to somebody and they say what, well, you say it louder. So I think I just got used to, plus, I get excited and I just start talking. I'm a big guy. Like I said, I'm 6'8", 300 pounds. I'm not, 5'8", 120, so it comes out of me loud. So yeah, the walls rattle sometimes, when I snore. So, but yeah, so I don't want to keep them up. So
yeah.
Anywho. But hey, you can go live and I'll jump on the stream once I'm ready and I'll watch yours.
I think Kevin is streaming right now. I might go tune in with him.
Yeah.
But if it's boring and he's just talking about and complaining about his water again, I might start up a stream.
Kevin's got a lot going for him. It's just sometimes I don't know. It's I'm a mod over there. I really enjoy his channel. Kevin's an incredible person. He's really funny, makes me laugh. But I don't know.
Great kid.
Yeah.
But sometimes he just needs to listen a little bit more.
Yeah.
Versus like keep coming up with these excuses as to why it's not going to work for him.
Right. Yeah, you said it better than I would have. But here's the thing. There's always a late night, like Vinny makes me laugh my butt off. That dude has an incredible stream. I love watching Vinny's Aquatics. I really like guys that come on, around this time, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, like Chubbs, Chubbs will come on, it's just, you talk about fish, but it's not always about fish. You can talk really about anything, he said Kevin's not streaming.
That's weird. No Sunday night spotlight for Kevin.
Hey, maybe there's no party at Kevin's. We know where it's not, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, having a night guy that's it's interesting, it's like I said, that you have a good conversation like that, like on Vinny's, late night stuff like that. Terry, it's good to have that. It's like a lot of people that, like, I haven't seen him forever. Like, I don't even know where a lot of people are at. What is it? What's
Vinny's streams can get crazy sometimes, but it's a combination of dissonance among the chat and the panel, and like chat instigating the panel and panel instigating the chat. Lots of different things like that, but yeah.
That's
Vinny, he's great to chat to, but yeah, sometimes it just like there's too much going on to where it just turns into a a yell fest, basically.
Right. But it seems like sometimes it's they egg it on, and it's like, I mean, I love going on there. It's hilarious, but sometimes when it starts to get out of hand, my phone loses connection. I end up falling off, and it is what it is. But it's just it's a good thing to come and watch, and because we don't really do cable anymore. We do the Fire Stick, but we're not big TV people anymore. We like watching good content, and that's what I'm saying. When it gets later in the evening and I'm sitting down having a snack or a later dinner like I'll have tonight, it's good to watch something to keep my attention and that I can get tired to and then go to sleep. But when there's nothing, that's when when the last guy on the list is 9 or 10 o'clock, and then after that there's nothing. It kind of sucks. So I mean, I can't do it. So we just need somebody to fill the bill.
I mean, there's always somebody streaming. It's just a matter of if you've heard of them or if you're subscribed or not. Because I see more
or if their content is, but it doesn't mean that their content is up your alley, though. They might have, content that really doesn't interest you. So you'll be like, it just doesn't catch my attention. Like joking, laughing, cussing a little bit, and telling funny stories. That's what I like to hear. I like to hear somebody's funny story for the day, or whatever, what got them mad and this and that, whatever.
Right.
I think that's what makes a good channel is it's not a perfect channel. It's not a perfect day, Yeah, I got my timer set on. Thanks. It's not I don't look, I mean, people have bad days, but I'd rather not hear that every day you have is a bad day. It's if you have a bad day, I can relate. But
you had a bad day.
Right. That's another store song. But if it happens too much, then I start to be, get in a bad mood. No, I don't want to get in a bad mood. So
right. Misery loves company.
For sure. But thanks. But see, look, she gave me another water instead of talking too much. I got a dry throat. But it's just once in a while people have bad day. But if you have bad day too much, it's just too much. So, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe you should stream and take all these people with you over there. It's not like there's a ton. You probably quadruple, or everybody gets way more viewers than I do, and that's totally fine. But I'll come over and check you out.
I mean, sometimes you're just streaming while other people are going too.
Yeah. The thing is I get so many people watch the after stream if they can't, the rerun. If they don't watch it, that's why I don't ever go, I don't have enough people watching. Some days I get, recently I've been getting a lot more people in here watching, but a stream like this by tonight, I'll have 100 and some views on it, so I don't ever stress it. Like you say, if I'm streaming and somebody else is streaming and they want to watch their stuff live and then watch mine on the replay, I'm great with that. I don't have a problem when you watch it. Just please watch it. That's it, because it lets me know that the content that I make, people, they can relate with it, so I don't care when you watch it, it's just that you watch it. That's all that we ask,
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir. But
I just would not be able to stream to nobody though. If there's nobody in chat, I'd just be sitting there doing nothing.
When I started, when I started, I used to just upload videos. And then, who is it? I think Mark Shrimp Tanks. I heard him say one day, he's like, I told so-and-so, just do it. Just do it. Just go live and do it. Because they were saying they didn't want to get on the camera or something. I was like, all right, I know you're talking to me. I'm going to do it. And that was the first day that I did it.
Yep.
Since then, I just,
I thought there was like some interesting like protocol or whatever that you had to do to like be like enough of the family to like, jump in on somebody's stream yard or whatever, but it was finally during like a Swampy Acres stream. There was like 7 people watching at the time or whatever, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna hop up there and start talking.
Yeah.
And so I did.
Right after I started, I was asked to come on a live stream, do a live with what's his name over there in Canada? He does the not the dory, the other fish. God, I can't think. The Nemo. He breeds those Nemo fish. I can't.
Yeah.
But anyways, he asked me to come on. So I went on there. And then right after that, James from Fish Room Fever asked me to be on his channel. I was on his channel. I guess, I don't know if that didn't go good. I was never asked to come back. But, that was when I first really started, doing streams. So I'm sure I was just used to warm channels up too, but I had fun on those, and I was really nervous and, stuff like that. But me and Jenna were considering a pop-up tonight. Well, there you go, Stephen P. That'd be great. I'd love to watch that.
Stephen, hey, if you guys want to do that, that's awesome. Go for it. But I mean, I was gonna say, like, if you're interested in it or whatever, like I'll maybe, start a stream up myself, and you guys can pop up on my stream too, or whatever. Like I would kind of like to have a little bit more of a conversation with you. I've never really had that opportunity. So
there you go. Then he could kick some raps at you, and you rock and roll with them.
Yeah.
I've
kind of talked about, how you and I do stuff a little bit differently, but I've never really actually talked to you about and compared and contrasted some stuff or whatever, and just I don't know, spitballed some stuff.
Well, that's what I think. The hobby's all about. I don't think the hobby has to be about coming on here and talking about something that's in a glass box every time. It's about stress and depression and anxiety and how other people's days are going and how they feel and all sorts of stuff like that. And it's good to be here for one another, and in more ways than one. It's good to help somebody get to 1,000 subscribers. It's good to help somebody build their channel so they can start, making money. But at the end of the day, when somebody's having a bad day, to be there, at least somebody be there to, talk them down from, maybe drinking too much or, or just going, God, my life sucks. It's, so a lot of people might not look at it that way. And I'm sure there's people that don't look at it that way, but I look at it that way. So that's why I'm always on here. Just I'll talk to you all day for any reason, because talking makes me feel good, so, and talking about what bothers me makes me feel even better. It's just nothing bothers me right now, so I'm pretty good.
All right, Steven, I know you're looking for like watch hours and stuff too to try and get, monetized. So like, hey, yeah, totally, run a stream and I'll just hop over there and chat. If you, maybe wanted to share a link with me and have me come up to actually talk with you, I'd be down with that too. But hey, you do you. I get it. But yeah, you can totally stream if you want to. Like, I'll help you get your watch hours and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Conversation with the two music makers. That'd be cool. That's
because I do have a couple ideas that I'd maybe like to collaborate with you with.
That'd be a good conversation too. That's what I'm saying. Two minds that are so great like that. I mean, you guys are really, really. I mean, I'm not saying no one else does it, but within this circle, you guys are the only two that really do it. And that's just to have to for you guys to bounce ideas off each other. That'd be a really cool conversation.
I believe Roxanne, Foxy, I'm pretty sure she did like opera.
I want to be your man, Roxanne.
She's an opera singer, if I'm not mistaken.
You know who's an opera singer? Did you ever hear that?
We're actually going to test out OBS and Skype. Oh, interesting.
What's his name from Fishmonger? Who's the Fishmonger?
Dan's Fish?
Yeah, you ever hear his wife?
No.
Oh my gosh, go check out some of his older videos. She's just bellowing in the back room. I guess she sings something. He's like, sorry, don't mind. My wife's just or warming up or whatever. She's got a show tonight.
Oh, I think I might have heard her before. Yeah.
Pretty sick. I'd be like, yeah, sing away, honey. I'd be taping that and use that as my music on my show. Hey, you wouldn't be getting in trouble at YouTube. Be like, my wife sang that. Hey, here's another thing, Danny. I don't want to be giving this idea away, but you could be making songs that you could sell to people for their streams. You know what I mean?
I thought about that. I was kind of trying to,
not even with words,
my way into that a little bit by starting to just make some of my music, Creative Commons or free use or whatever,
Yeah.
I know Diego's using the duckweed dance on his Petzotics website. I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually gone to check it out to see if he actually did it or not, but he said he wanted to use that song on his website. And then but I was gonna make a Rico Stanta's Coming to Town Christmas song or whatever, not even for myself or whatever. I was gonna basically create that for Rico, Stan, Jess, and all them to use for the Christmas giveaways. But Rico said he didn't want to be involved with it, so it's just well, I can't really do it without Santa Claus, so I guess I just won't do it.
He didn't want to be involved in it.
Yeah. He politely turned it down or whatever. I took it a little bit more to heart than I really should have or whatever. But yeah, he basically says I'll pass on that. I don't really know why. If it's just that he doesn't like me or thinking that maybe I use footage of him in some malevolent way or something. Or I don't know, but. Me and him just can't communicate together pretty much the same way that me and my boss can't communicate together. There's some sort of strange misunderstanding going on that I can't comprehend. I don't get it.
Well, hey, just always remember this. If you don't vibe with somebody, it's just, that's just what it is. I mean, I tell people all the time, my father taught me this when I was a kid. He's like, look, there's a lot of people that don't like me, but there's a lot of people that do. And the ones that do, and they're my friends, they'll know that they'll have a friend forever. Look, if we don't see eye to eye, it doesn't mean that I don't like you. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It's just, we just don't see eye to eye. Maybe our ideas aren't the same, what have you. It doesn't matter. Everyone, I don't care what anybody says, everyone in the world, isn't going to be friends, but it doesn't mean we can't be cordial and adults, it's just, so, if you have an idea of something, somebody doesn't, maybe I wouldn't want my picture all over something. Hey, make the song, put my name in it, but, maybe I don't want my picture all over the place. Totally understandable. But I mean, don't hold it against yourself saying, well, maybe he doesn't like me or, because that just creates more thoughts in your own head that does someone not like me? And, as cheesy as it sounds, that's just one more thing that, is in your head when you could just tell yourself, well, yeah, maybe, what I do, he's just not, just doesn't want to be a part of it. That's it. It is what it is. Maybe he doesn't want to be a race car driver or anything. It's just but for you as a person to say, is it me? That's just not it can cause, like you say, maybe I took it the wrong way or something, just taking it.
I overthink everything.
Huh?
I literally overthink absolutely everything.
Well, so do I. Right. So do I. I mean, it's nature, it's life, but the thing is, I'm older than you, and I've learned it through my travels that really the stuff. I mean, my chin's all white and everything. It stresses you out, and it's like, is it really worth it? I mean, being cordial and friends with somebody, sure, okay. I asked him if he wanted to be in a song. He said no. Okay, well, I know not to ask him. Even though I just wanted to, you just wanted to give something toward the cause of what you're good at doing it. Well, if he don't want to do it, guess what? Ask Jess if she wants a song made. Jess will take whatever, just for Jess's show. Oh God, I'm sure she would love a song made for her and her show. Somebody else don't want it, fine. Doesn't mean that you can't still do this great idea you have. Just give it. I mean, you were gearing it toward everyone anyways. Just someone doesn't want to be in it. So just gear it toward everything else and keep that person out of it. I mean, it is what it is. You still say Santa Claus. I mean, he ain't Santa Claus, so just put Santa Claus in there and put Jess in there and Rocco and, whatever you're going to do, just put it all in there. Just, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, it doesn't make someone a bad person, nor does it make them your enemy because of a decision that they make, and it's same with you at work. Why are you the bad guy? Because you make a decision. You can't figure it out. So, it is what it is. It's just easier to get through the day if you don't stress, if you don't read into it. And that's what I always do. I always read into stuff. And it's like, what are they saying? And it just seems easier to just go, okay, well, it is what it is. I tried.
Thank you, sir.
It is what it is. I was bummed that he didn't want to do it, but I understand that he just didn't want to do it. See, that's it. It is what it is. Was this got to see how?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing that I didn't want to be involved with the Fish Fam giveaway thing either. Like, it's not like I don't like the idea. I think the idea is fantastic. I just don't really want to be involved with the thing because Christmas really isn't a. I don't know. I don't really enjoy Christmas the same way a lot of other people do. It's not. I don't see it as a joyful holiday.
Oh, so. Totally understandable, dude. Is like, wasn't for me either till I, started my own family. Now it's, I don't know. It's, I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday, and
So yeah, it was just a way that I was trying to be involved in a way that I could be, that I didn't feel, strange about or whatever. But yeah, it's. I need to stop bringing it up because
that you tried. I'm not part of it either. I don't. I don't know. I just. Hey, like you say, I just don't want to be. There's nothing about it that I just don't want to be a part of it. I have, I'm busy. I have a lot of stuff to do. And it's the holidays, and every second of it, I want to spend it with my family. It's it's my favorite holiday, and I don't want any of it being disturbed by anything else. So it's, it's just, I just don't want to be a part of it. I'm not into all that type of stuff. And, it's, that then they say they're going to stream on Christmas for people that don't have somebody spend Christmas with. Well, that's great. I'm glad that's really cool that they're doing that.
Yeah.
But the getting, I don't know. I don't know. It's just not my thing. That's all. I never was be a part of this and that. And, I just, it is what it is. It's how I roll, Danny. It's how I roll. But all right, let me get off of this. Somebody go on and gotta take a shower and get something to eat and come watch somebody stream. So
yep.
Go up.
Steven's gonna stream.
I don't know
whether he likes it or not. Steven's gonna stream.
Yeah, now he doesn't know. I don't know if his brain's not at full capacity, and I don't know. Maybe he's not gonna go on now. I don't know. Do what you want to do, dude. You want to go on? I'll be on there. But
All right.
You got me, and Terry will be around and everybody else. So it'll get hot. It'll get hot in here. It's getting hot in here.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Terry's about to go himself.
I don't know. It's Sunday. I don't know. I don't know if he's got to work tomorrow. Well, most Sundays he does go on, don't he?
I don't know. Terry just goes whenever he feels like it.
Yeah, and he stays on late sometimes. I'm like, God, I'd hate to be having to go to work when he does, because that guy's got to be tired.
Oh, yeah.
Wiped out. But all right, let me get off of here for the 92nd time. Look, we've been on here an extra hour after 4 hours. Woo!
Woo!
Woo! All right. Shoo! All right, guys, shake it off, shake it off. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out to Motor City Aquatics. And we will be talking to you next time. Danny, thank you for coming up and hanging out with me and being a great co-host tonight.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you so much for having me. And thanks again for all your, kind, inspirational words. I hope you help other people out there other than just me through this live stream as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I hope so too, but I appreciate your kind words, sir. So thank you very much, and we will be talking to you all soon. Have a great night and enjoy your Monday, because everybody's got to go back to work tomorrow. All right, see you later, alligator.
Bye-bye.
Later.